calling all golf and cornhole enthusiasts, September 21st is the greatest tournament for all you golfers and cornholers out there. Like, it's called the Big Asp Open. If you have yet to register, then you are missing out. So head over to harddragpush.com and get your squad together. It is a Topgolf and cornhole tournament held at Independence, Ohio, very close to downtown Cleveland. We have room rates for you all. We have the whole gambit. So if you're traveling from out of town, we got you covered. Again, it is the Big Asp Open, teams of 4 for a Topgolf cornhole tournament for the ages.
And I get it. We're all procrastinators, right?
Exactly.
We all like to wait till. Do not,
guys.
Let me put this out there. I'm going to put it out there. If we do not get more teams signed up by,
dude, we'll pull out.
I'm gonna. I mean,
we're trying to do this again. We're not taking anything home from this. This is for the people. We're trying to put this on for you all. So if you don't want to join
and you want to go and you're like, I'm just waiting, just please don't wait. Just get
if you
signed
can't
up.
get a squad of 4, it doesn't matter. We will hook you up with some awesome people. Like, believe me, there's plenty of people out there that only have like 2 or 3 looking for more. So again, Big Asp Open, harddragpush.com to go register. It's right there on the header tab. You can't miss it. Click the pretty little picture. It'll take you right to the registration form. Just sign up. Let's get this thing going, man. I mean, it has potential to be a lot of fun, and I'm just hoping that other people will start seeing it. So please head on over to harddragpush.com once again and sign up for the Big Asp Open for a rousing good time. And this episode is brought to you by Draggin Bags. They have single-handedly made us better throwers.
Preach.
So why don't you just join the cult? All right, I'm going to call it that because I'm starting to see them pop up everywhere, and everyone that's a dragon thrower never leaves. So become a dragon bagger today.
Is there any better feeling like when you go to blind draw and your partner throws your bags and afterwards you're like, what were we throwing again? Like,
Sean,
where do I get those?
When
like,
I was at
the AKL, say exactly what happened.
And when I was at the Irish Fest blind draw, out of the 14 players, 12 of them were throwing dragon bags.
Dude, you gotta love that, man.
When we were just warming up, and I'm like, look at this. All right, we already know what's happening here. So join the movement, guys. Hop on the Draggin Bag train and go over to dragonbags.com and get yourself a set today and become a better thrower.
Welcome to the show, the Big Asp Podcast. Sean and Dane invite you in. Sit down, assholes, and enjoy the Big Asp Podcast. Sean and Dane invite you in. Sit down, assholes, and enjoy.
All right, welcome back to yet another episode of the Big Asp Cornhole Podcast. Sean and Dane are with you as always. What's going on, man?
What's crappening, brother?
Nothing. So we have a like very busy episode.
Yeah,
I don't know
have
why.
to have 2 in a row because
I'm very excited about this episode.
Oh,
There's like
so
a bunch
am I.
of random topics. I love our guests that are coming up, so we have a lot to get to. But we can't skip over our favorite segment.
We can't.
Dane, do what you do best every single week. Let the folks know what we're sipping on tonight in our favorite segment called What You Drinking.
What you drinking? Well, Sean, we got ourselves some delightful carbonated
Fan beers.
fan beers.
Hell yeah, man.
From Ian Steckel.
Yep.
Hunted us down at the Open. Great dude. I'm very happy to have met him. Look forward to meeting him again and hanging out and enjoying beverages with him.
I wish
for
we
a
could have been,
change.
and we'll get in this. I wish I could have been there longer to enjoy them right then.
Oh, and obviously we'll get into this. It's a hard. I know it was in Canton, our backyard, but it was also Irish Fest weekend, guys. It was a internal struggle the entire time.
It was.
But without further ado, Ian Steckel hooked us up with Jimmy Juice. These are some. I'm going to call them seltzers. I know they're made carbonated cocktails. They call them. But I have the juicy pineapple fizzy made with some vodka.
And I have
8%.
what's yours called?
The juicy pineapple fizzy.
So they're both Jimmy Juice. Okay.
Yes, Jimmy
I have
Juice.
the Blanco Ginger Fizzy, which is tequila with natural ginger.
So we're going to
root.
give ourselves some first sip takes here. Ooh, good timing. Ooh, I got a little on the soundboard. Takes.
Delightful.
Right off the rip. We're gonna have to trade like halfway through. I feel like
I'm at a wedding right now, and I'm just gearing up.
So, like,
Just getting ready.
Give me like JMO
the-
Ginger vibes.
Yes.
100%. I mean, that's our both
obviously,
our beverage
it's
of
tequila,
choice. Yeah.
so a little bit different.
But yours is tequila in there?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I'm
all right.
saying. But it is a nice. I've never had tequila with ginger before. It is a very nice
Game
mix.
changer?
Yes.
All right, might have to try that one
Yeah,
out.
phenomenal. Really
all right,
like
so
this.
I'm gonna give the juicy pineapple fizzy a whirl. This is with vodka though.
Okay.
Oh man. Yeah,
How strong is yours?
8%.
That's what mine is.
Yeah, I think these
I'm-
are all 8%.
I am not a. I'm happy I tried this.
Yes.
Because I'm not a like if I saw this, this would never catch my eye. Mm-hmm. I'm always go straight to the beer guy, skip over this stuff. This would be trouble. This is like if you give me a 4-pack of this, like I'm awesome.
You're
Like,
gonna-
I feel
you're
I
gonna
do.
miss
I
some
have like the
steps,
little
you know?
like I'm getting like the excited feeling like oh the wedding's about to start.
Hear the church bells?
No,
Oh,
no,
this
all
is-
the boring
this is the
stuff.
reception.
All yeah, exactly. All the boring stuff's done. Food's about to come out. You got your first cocktail. You're mingling with people. You know the dance floor is coming out later. You know what I mean? You start off with 1 or 2 of these, maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 doubles. So it doesn't look like you have a problem.
I mean, I'll tell you this pineapple one is also dangerously sneaky.
I'm not a vodka guy at
Yeah.
all. So I'm so happy that this
all
one
right,
has tequila.
let's just while we have them, let's just do a little swap. Let's
right,
let's just
I wish I
trade-
almost had like a pretzel.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just clear the palate. Sip your
right,
water.
all right.
All right.
Okay, I will say, I don't know if it's because I still have a little of the ginger, but these two together,
Dude.
smack, right?
Smack.
Because this is very good.
I want to go 50-50 on
Yeah,
these.
these are-
man. Like
put
that
these together.
combined. Because I do have a little residual
Yeah.
of the pineapple. That ginger one though.
This is
whoa.
very. This is for again. I'm not a vodka guy. This is actually very good.
I would lean more toward the
If
ginger.
you did
I'll
not
give it
tell
back
me,
to you.
if you did not tell me that there was vodka in there, I
You
would
wouldn't know.
I would crush it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
I mean,
good. Very, very good.
Both very good. I would lean toward the ginger as well though.
Okay.
The tequila, I'm just more of a tequila guy as well.
Okay.
Like so.
I know we're gonna be tempted to drink these this episode.
Yeah.
Do we just?
No,
use
we're
them
gonna
for
drink
next-
them.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
just
we
gonna-
have an interview
yeah,
and stuff.
okay,
Come on
all
now.
right, sorry.
Let's.
But we will let you know how the other two are.
Of course, we'll
All right.
try.
So we have
We'll
one
try to
that's
remember.
cranberry, and we have the one that's orange. So
Yes.
we'll keep you updated. But these are bangers. Ian, thank you very much, brother.
100%.
Greatly
man.
appreciate
good,
you.
good palate there.
All right, so we have more audio gold planned for you all. All right, as usual, we're going to recap the finals for the 4th and final national championship for the ACL. We have dramatic readings, and then we're going to be joined by the reigning national doubles champions, the always likable, the oddly lovable duo, Gage Landis and Zack Schibner. But before we go into all that, we're going to bring you what's going on in our cornhole lives in a segment we call In and Around the Hole.
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Brought to you by Black Sheep Baggers. Are you looking to elevate your cornhole game to the next level? Well, look no further than Black Sheep Baggers, where quality meets innovation. Whether you're a casual player or a seasoned pro, Black Sheep Baggers has everything you need to dominate the cornhole boards. Why settle for ordinary when you can play the best? Join the Black Sheep Baggers family today and experience the thrill of cornhole like never before, Dane.
Never before.
Like never before. Whether you're gearing up for backyard fun, tournaments, or dominating your local ACL regionals, we've got you covered. Go to blacksheepbaggers.com, use code BIGASP, and you're going to save yourself some money.
Heck yeah.
And also
And Sean,
brought to you.
I got to ask you.
Oh,
though,
please do.
Do you ever feel radical or tubular, or maybe
Tubular, definitely.
dare I say downright gnarly with your cornhole game?
I sometimes, yes.
You know why, Sean?
Why?
Because you went over to gnarlybags.com and picked yourself up a set of gnarly boards.
Hell yeah.
If you want to feel radical with your game, head on over to gnarlyboards.com and get yourself a set today.
Because they believe in bringing the fun. Because cornhole isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle.
Hot dog.
Hell yeah. Use code BIGASP, gnarlybags.com.
Save money.
All right, so live reads over for now.
Dunzo.
All right, so weekend recap. So let's start with the AKL. So last Wednesday, when
How about it?
last week's episode dropped, we took the day off. Loved the day off, and we had the genius idea of like, well, why work a half day when we could just take the full day off?
And
so
hit some golf.
Yep. So we went out and played 18 holes.
Yeah.
We are going to be I'm working on. I'm still getting used to editing golf videos.
Yes.
Using the tracer, trying to make it look good with commentary and stuff. So it's going to be coming to our YouTube page. We do have some in the works, and we just upgraded our camera. So let's just put the elephant in the room. Before, if you're watching us on YouTube, it was kind of grainy.
Crispy
We
right
fully
now.
understood how bad the quality sucked, but we're like, people want the videos, and I get it.
Yeah.
This is now 4K.
It's upgraded.
Surprised we are really that good looking.
Yeah,
I mean, it is great.
I'm happy that we're wearing hats.
We are going to improve the lighting a little bit.
We will, yeah.
Because we do like to wear hats and
and
stuff
then
like
people
that,
will be
but-
scared. But hey, not our fault. You want to see us. We're trying.
Correct. But yeah, so upgraded. So if you're looking for the video version, you can go to YouTube, or technically they're only available on Patreon. Every once in a while I'll put one for free just to keep the people guessing.
not?
But if you ever want the video version, for patreon.com/BigAspCornhole, and then for the price of a beer a month, you can get our beautiful faces. You
That's
can
all
watch
you
us
gots to
and the
do.
guests. But AKL, man. So we drove out there. We went to what was the golf course
Chapel
name?
Hill.
Yes. Recommended by Mr. Matthew Hardberger.
Hard banger.
Barger.
Hard
Barger.
Just Mr. AKL,
First of
the
all,
man that puts it all together.
I would have never found this fucking course. It was
How
in the middle
happy were you though?
of nowhere, but it was a phenomenally nice course, man.
I still think about that course.
Dude, it was beautiful.
I loved it. I had a great time out
elevation changes. The greens were impeccable. Like, they were rolling so nicely.
Yes.
And I'm not just saying this because your boy was putting his ass off, but like,
there. You were. I mean,
they were rolling really nice. I mean, it was a nice variable change in distances too.
yeah.
A lot of times we play here, it's like you get your like 330 yard par 4,
Yeah.
or you get your 400.
Your driver
Here, they're-
wedge in most of the time.
Yeah,
but
and it was
here it's-
I felt like I got to use a whole spectrum of clubs. Probably wasn't great for me, but I do feel like I got to swing like everything in my bag, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And again, like for me, if the tee boxes are level, greens are nice, cool.
Yeah.
And then everything, and it was just a beautiful course, man. Like, the backdrop was awesome. It was in the middle of like Southern Ohio. It's like green as shit.
Dude,
Like,
it was
it's
just
phenomenal shape, man.
great shape. Again, elevation change is something
Yeah.
that we don't get to play much out our way, but like it had a ton of it.
And it's weird
Loved
too
it.
because the back nine is definitely a little bit tighter than the front nine.
Yes.
All right. Which is funny because we actually shot 5 under on the back. We played a little 2-man scramble.
Yeah. We started on the back.
We started. That's what I'm saying. We
Yeah.
started on the back. We were 5 under through in the back, and so we're making the turn thinking we're
Man,
rolling.
yeah, we might put
And we
together
didn't struggle.
a round.
Like, there wasn't one hole on the front or technically the back nine, our first 9, where we struggled at all.
Yeah,
Like,
I will say both of us were on point driving.
yes.
I don't think we had a single hole
No.
that we really struggled off the tee. Like, we were right down the middle all day. It was,
And then the
it was
back
great.
nine happened, and I could no longer hit an iron, and putts just weren't dropping.
Yeah. But I mean, again, we didn't struggle to get a
No.
single. I think we had one.
But we ended up at 5 under.
We had one
You know
save.
what I mean? So
I think that's all we needed.
yeah,
one
I
save.
think, yeah,
but
yeah,
hey,
right around there.
for 2-man scramble, shooting 5 under, I was very happy with it. I also got to go out and face Tanner while we're on the subject
So
of
how was
golf.
that? So you got to play with
it's
Tanner
not even
Halbert.
facing. He hit me up and like wanted to play, so we went out and I'll shout out my boy Shuey. He gave us a recommendation for a spot out in like towards the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Fuck you, Shuey. All right, like that track was not what we needed.
Oh,
It
you were
was-
looking for like a wow factor.
we wanted like a good, like hard course. Now, no offense, like I didn't shoot my best.
I would have
best.
said Shale Creek would have been a good one.
It's not far enough out there though. I didn't want to make Tanner have to drive like 40 minutes.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
I wanted to go more towards him. So Shuey lives right in Canton. So I was like, all right, like tell me a spot. So yeah, Shuey, the Lion's Den, like not long enough. We played from the tips. It was only 6,800.
Okay.
The longest hole was a par 5, 460.
Okay.
But the shortest par 5 was 358.
Oh wow. Okay.
But they had it segmented with water to a point where, like, if you couldn't hit a long ball, you'd have to take 3 shots to get there. But
Okay.
yeah, we didn't have any issues. Like
Okay.
it was
got you
very strange course. Ooh, get out. Anyways,
we have the Guardians game on the
yeah,
back.
watch the guards. I was there front row today. That's my dedication. I left early to come here and record. But anyways, Tanner Halpert, real effing deal. That
good.
dude is real good at golf. Like I learned a lot just watching him, his wedge game and stuff. Like I will say, I'm hitting the ball as far as Tanner Halpert.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that because he has this just booming drive. But when I was letting some rip and they were past him right
Yeah,
with
that
him,
doesn't
I'm like, all
surprise me
right.
at all. Yeah.
So like that felt good. But dude, his iron accuracy is just something that I would need to practice a little bit more to
Yeah, I
come
get
even
that.
close to it. It was impressive, and his wedge game was very, very
Which
good.
is crazy to me because
And
like
he's a
I
great
think you're
putter.
hitting your irons very well right now.
Yeah, he's just a different level than I am. Like, that's all
I'm
it is. Like,
I'm a basket case on the golf course.
he
right
shot
now.
he shot a 3 over. Like, I mean, we played legit. We counted every ball. Like, I lost 2. I counted them. I shot an 80. It was a par 68.
Okay.
Or no, 69. It was par
Okay.
69. So 11 over. I'll take it. Like,
Yeah.
I shot okay. I just couldn't hit a putt to save my life. The greens were messing with me. They were. I will give the greens credit. A lot of bold greens and stuff.
Okay.
So like you had to hit a lot of shapely shots, and then ones that we thought would break a lot more that they did. Like they just kind of stayed flat. So it was very, very difficult to putt on that course. But all in all, though, I was just like, dude, every single hole we were like, man, we might be able to drive this. Like there were several par 3s that were like, or par 4s that were like, we could probably hit this. We like
Okay.
tattoo one, and several of them we were just like right or left of it and just had little chip shots on. So like my issue was I was getting on in 2 and I just couldn't hit a birdie putt to like bring anything back. And then a couple of the other holes was just had like 2-3 putts that killed me, same thing. But AKL, Sean, you draw another banger for a blind draw partner.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's very good.
Really good.
Very good. And once he like was rolling, like
It took him 2 games.
Yeah.
After our second game.
well, he even told me he's like I found it. I'm like I can tell.
Yeah,
Like, it's nice when you have a partner that knows when he like.
It was also
locked in,
nice
though.
that I started off really hot. Like I played really well. Like our first
You
2
usually
games,
do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Surprisingly, like you usually start off way better than you continue through a tournament. I think it's because that's when you start thinking more. Is when
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I'm humming. I can hit this shot.
Yes.
When early on you're just like, all right, just keep throwing it straight.
Yeah,
Like,
it really is. Early on, I'm really just like I always talk about like trying to find my line.
Yeah.
If I feel like I find my line, then I feel like okay, that opens up. Okay, now I can consistently hit a push shot.
Yeah.
because I know how the bag's coming out.
I
of
mean,
my
I've
hand,
literally
where I should
watched
line.
you like early on be like, I'm okay with giving up the 2 to just keep going
Oh, yeah,
straight to
100%.
figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
don't try to like maneuver around a bag or anything. I'm just pouring these in to figure it out. Like, I respect it. I need to start doing that myself.
Little things I was happy about my performance because obviously my partner was really good. After game 2, I'll say it, like I was just hopping on. Like
Yeah.
he was very good. He could hit a roll bag like none other. He was. I think he missed 1 airmail all day. Like the dude was really really good. I was just happy that I was able to finally hit. And I'm not even going to call it a cut shot. Like I'm really just trying to lift that inside edge to go around a bag, and I was finally throwing it straight.
Yeah.
Because I always had a tendency to like kind of yank it.
Yeah, you pull
and
it
throw it
across
too
your
much,
body a
and I
little bit.
finally just found a line with it, so that helped tremendously. But I also feel like it's time for like because I don't play that much. If I am going to play and if I'm going to compete and stuff, like I just realized with my game, I'm never going to be like a hard push through guy.
Yeah.
Like I just how my release is, I just tend to land the bag soft. But I think I can learn some sort of a roll bag, and I think I'm just over rotating it. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think that's all it is. Because I started to get it when we were playing just the other day at Dad's house.
Yeah.
We busted out his bags, and I'm like, in the one set of bags, I was actually fucking rolling it pretty well. I'm like, holy shit! Like, I'm just not throwing it that hard, and I'm not tilting that much. I'm like, oh, is that all I need to do? So like, I just need to work on it a little bit. But I was happy. I mean, again, my goal is always to play more than 2 games.
Yeah.
When I get into a blind draw, game 1 went really well. I'm like, okay, like maybe we're gonna make game. I think it was. I can't remember if we won our first 2 or first 3, but the team that we ended up losing to took second place overall, and I got butt fucked. Like I just started off slow, and that guy he was just killing me. So he's really good. I know he was on the broadcast too, so he was sitting with Jeremiah. I want to say it's Easterling. I think it's his last name,
yeah,
but really,
something
really
like that.
talented.
Yeah,
like
yeah, he was very good.
Should not have been. I should not have matched up against him like at all. Like, it was just I was not in that league at all. But yeah, it was a cool experience. Really,
I mean,
cool
I got
venue.
paired up with
Wally, man. It was
Wally.
just-
I mean, what were the odds? I was so happy when I saw his name because the first draw came through and I had no idea who my partner was, and I'm like, all right, like let's
loved-
go. And then I saw
I love that
at
you
the
guys
board,
got
I'm like,
paired.
"Ooh, Wally.
because we got to get the content out
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
we could just mic it
That
up. and-
first game that you guys were mic'd up, the
Yeah.
banter was just so perfect.
Yeah.
And Wally does enough self-talk like in between throws. And it's really cool, like just to see the dynamic and stuff.
you could probably just hear me breathing the whole time.
No, honestly, and the mics are great, man. Like they picked
are
up
really
everything. But yeah, if you're looking for the full match, it's available on our YouTube page. YouTube, it's Big Asp Cornhole. So
Yeah.
go check it out. Like it's really funny. Like you guys were on point that match. Haven't uploaded the second one. Just kind of.
So I think we
spreading
went
it out a little bit.
3-2 or something.
Yeah.
Like I was happy with it. Like no,
And there were 128 people there.
What an awesome
in a guy's backyard
Yeah,
or
what
the
an awesome
side of his
spot
house.
built.
But really cool venue.
Yeah.
Like Matt opens his doors and they had a food truck and they had music bumping and they start off a cornhole tournament with the national anthem followed by fireball shots. Like
Yeah.
if that's not just written in the cornhole constitution, I don't know what
Yeah,
is.
we should probably ink
That
it in
should
right
just
now.
be the start
all right?
of everything. Now, like we could come up with something maybe other than fireball, but I get it. If that's their thing, that's their thing. I'm
I
never
think
going
it's
to turn
just,
it down.
You know, you could just do like user's choice.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Whoever wants to do whatever shot they want.
But very cool venue. I mean, they rolled out the red carpet. It was a great experience. I can't wait to go out there again next year.
Absolutely.
Like I want to make this like a yearly mecca now because I had
100%,
such
yeah.
and you know what? They ran such an efficient tournament. We were still on the road before 10 o'clock. And this was with me actually making it like to the quarter
Yeah,
or
you're
like
pretty deep
semifinals or
and then-
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, we didn't stick around for the finals.
Of
We
course.
probably would have gotten home early morning,
Now,
but still.
Truth be told, if it did not shit rain in my last match and I was not dripping wet, I probably would have stayed.
I was waiting for the excuse to come.
That's why we left. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, because like we had plenty of time.
I was waiting for you to say that's why you lost.
No,
But
no. That was. I mean,
That was just
I don't know why.
circumstances.
But
I mean, that's
they
so
had
hard
deal
to
with
throw
it
in
too.
that.
Yeah, but they had to deal with it too.
Yeah.
So it's a great
It's just,
equalizer.
yeah.
I just played like shit, and then it started getting to the point where my partner was losing it just a little. It just wasn't on his A game.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm soaked right now. I mean, we could just go. Like, I'm good. Like, I've gotten to play like 9, 10 games.
Yeah,
I'm
you're-
good. I'm comfortable. I'm
ready.
I don't need the money. We're good. Like, But shout out to my partner. I'm gonna look up his name up before I'm blanking out.
I'll
of it,
speak
but-
on my partner,
Please.
Wally. You know how you and I connect. It was very fun playing with you. I'm sorry we couldn't take it down and do it for the programs, but had a hell of a time on the mic with you as well while we were recording. If you head over the AKL page, you can hear some of my commentary with Wally. We were having some great fun early on that tournament after our first game.
My partner was Caleb Atkins, so shout out to you, Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb Atkins.
I
He
couldn't
seems like a
remember his
guy
last
that
name.
if he wanted to do it, like put the time in, he could become a pro pretty quickly.
It was a lot of fun. We had
He was
a
hitting
lot of fun.
shots that I was very impressed by.
Yeah. He was a lot of fun.
And Wally, you weren't too shabby yourself. I mean, there was a moment there where you were the best man in all of the AKL.
That round
there
one,
today.
man. Yeah,
Dude, you
round
were
one.
humming. Loved it.
put you up 8 after you dug him a hole a little bit, and you guys just scrapped your way out of it a little
I'm a
bit.
slow
so.
starter. Always
get it.
have been, but I'll finish strong.
So we wrapped up the AKL stuff, got home safely, got a bunch of content, and then we had the Canton Open.
Yeah.
So Canton Open, we went up there Saturday morning, got there as early as we could after dealing with my kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Get to Canton, and we were, I would say it was like, it was an ultra efficient trip. We
100%.
From the time we walked in the door, we started seeing people, and I'm like, you know what? We need to
No
just have
time
the
like the
camera out.
present.
Just have the camera out. Well, like why not? As we're chopping up with people right at the end, it's no better time of hey, well, you're here.
Might
Like,
as
come
well.
here. So got to run into a bunch of our favorite people. Right, got to talk to Gavin and Logan, Justin Burton Jr. a little bit. I got to talk with Mike Hoffman, who's just one of my dudes now, just like salt of the earth.
One of the greatest.
Finally got to meet in person Scotty DeBody, a DJ extraordinaire. I've been I've been following him on Instagram and TikTok, all that stuff forever. I've known of him, never got to speak to him, but we actually included him in some of our fun random shit videos. So shout out to Scotty. Just got
So
to see
Samuel Martinez.
Samuel Martinez, man,
Right.
such a cool dude. Like might be cooler in person than he was like in the interview.
100%.
Just down to earth guy. Really love his content.
gets it.
Again, if you haven't been following Bag Season, so it's Bag BAGSZN. If you're not following them on social media, you're doing yourself a disservice, especially if you're listening to this podcast, because we know you're a cornhole loser.
Yes.
like ourselves.
100%.
The content and the video quality comes out with is next level. So, and he had he posted a video today of Gavin. A pretty nice round. Hits
Yeah.
like this airmail, you see it? And he had Beautiful Disaster as the background,
Yeah.
the opening. Dude, I
Gorgeous.
love fucking 311. So
Yeah.
when I heard that riff go, I'm like, I'm sticking around for the whole fucking video just for the song. Like, hell yeah. Yeah, but I mean, we were going to go. Like, we had videos, we had content, we had everything we needed. And then we saw that the broadcast was going to start 11:15. We're like, shit, we can dip. I'll
Yeah.
pick up the kids. I'll be home for nap. Like, everything's good. Like, we got everything we needed. And then shout out to Rich Norman, man. Rich Norman came up to me and he's like, hey, do you guys want to go to the broadcast? I'm like, I didn't get tickets and stuff. They were all sold out. So we're probably just going to dip. And he's like, give me 2 seconds. He comes back with 2 green wristbands. He's like, you're going to sit at table 13. He's like, it's the ultra table. He's like, but I'm going to be up taking pictures. He's like, we have 2 spots available.
Yeah.
So little did we know that 13 was like plop dead in the middle. of the screen. So we got our shout out on ESPN.
That we did.
Dude, Anthony
Ione.
Ione, my dude, man.
Shout out to you, brother. That was
Man
so
of the
nice
people.
to hear.
Yeah, man. The man of the
100%.
people. I truly appreciate it.
He knows the grind that we put in.
And
so
I
love
apologize.
it.
He messaged me later that night after I made like the little reel of the shout out. And he's like, I was hoping to catch you guys for some beers afterwards. I'm like, dude, no.
We're getting
Kids,
him at Spencer's.
But he understood that. 100%. I told him that. We will see you at Spencer's. We got you. So Anthony, from the bottom of our hearts, thanks, man. It's just cool. It's validating. You know what I mean?
100%, yeah.
It's very cool. It's a cool moment, but it's always awkward, like being like on camera, because like I knew I was on camera, but then I wanted to like look at the big screen, which was like right next to us.
Yeah.
Because I could see the board fine, but if the player was standing too close to the
moving a
board, I had
little
to
bit. Yeah, you
move a little
gotta
bit.
turn and watch.
So I was like, oh, I just have this giant screen, I can look at it. But then like it would look like I'm looking like nowhere. So it's super weird. But yeah, I mean, it was a cool experience. The broadcasts are fun to watch when you're there in person and you get it. Like you start to feel the intensity.
They're the
a
perfect
little bit.
size setup for that crowd.
Yes.
The sizing
Yes.
was spot on.
Yeah. We'll get into like the finals and all that stuff in a little
Yeah.
bit. We also had the Irish Fest, and that is the main reason we did not go back up on Sunday, is because it was a late night on
slaps so
Saturday.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Irish Festival weekend is like a family tradition for us. Like my mom's sisters all come in town. We have cousins in town, and it's basically just we go up there and we drink a lot of beer. We listen
Starts
to
off
good
with a
music.
ceremonial Jameson with
Yeah.
everybody, and then
it's one of those nights, and like my
Off to
kids
the
go up there
races.
for a while, and then I would drive them back, put them to bed, and I'd go back, come back up and have a few beers and hang out. So it's just it's a long weekend. It's fun. It's a fun weekend. It just sucks that the 2 weekends that like it couldn't just happen 2 separate weekends.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Have you tried to do? I don't know if you saw. They have barbecue Doritos now.
No, I've not tried those.
So I tried them. Such a letdown,
Slapping?
man. Oh no,
No?
man. Dude, they're too
man.
tangy. Are you a
Yeah.
tangy chip guy? Like I like my barbecue sauce like spicy or smoky. I do not want tangy
Yeah,
shit.
I don't want too much.
Too
tang.
much tangy. It was such a letdown. I was kind of pumped. I'm like, oh sweet.
I like.
New
I
flavor?
mean, to me, like I'm weird with the chips though. Like I love a just plain chip. Like think
Yeah.
it's fantastic, but I love like the everything chips, like the ones that have like
I get it.
all of the crap on it at the same time. Like
Yeah.
it's just like a flavor explosion too.
But I thought it sounded good. Like a barbecue Dorito sounds like it should be
like,
very much
Does
in
it
the
have like
wheelhouse.
a crossover with like the ranch at all too? Because I always thought that
No,
they should do like a
it's-
buffalo cool ranch.
It is barbecue Doritos. That's all it was.
Yeah, they need to.
It was too. I just didn't like it. It was such a letdown.
I'll stick with my my sweet hot like chili lime. I love those.
Fair
Those are probably my all time favorite. But I really always thought that they were gonna go like Cool Ranch Buffalo.
Yeah.
like give me like a little buffalo seasoning
I get
with the
that.
Cool Ranch. I think it would slap.
So random question. How long is it too long? Like let's say hypothetical.
Okay.
Amy and you go get ice cream.
Yeah.
You could bring the ice cream home. You crush yours, of course, right?
Yeah. Obviously.
Licking the bowl clean.
Yeah.
Amy eats like a bird. She takes 2 bites and she's like, I'm full. I'm going to save this for later.
Yeah.
A week goes by. You see it there. You got a little sweet tooth craving.
Definitely a fair game.
Okay, my question is how long is it until it's fair game?
24 hours.
Wow, you're
I'll
going
give
that
them.
short.
I'll give them one night.
Okay.
And if you don't crush it that next
Me
day,
and my
then
wife have had
Dunzo.
big arguments over this because like she'll do that. She'll
Yeah.
leave something in the freezer and I won't touch it. I'm talking weeks, maybe 2 weeks go by.
Yeah.
And I'd still be in there. I'm like, it's not gonna miss it. And of course, it's always the next day. It's like they have a sixth sense. Be like, oh, I was just gonna eat that. It has been in there for 2 fucking weeks,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I feel like that's kind of how it should be for everything.
Agreed. You're a family.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
to me, it's like at least it
fair
was
game.
consumed. Now there's space in the freezer again.
I gave you an opportunity to do it. Like
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to wait for you to be in the mood for it.
It's just
I'm
called
in the mood for it
it's
now.
called the weekly cycle. You just gotta empty shit out of the fridge so you could fit shit in later. So
Yeah.
you just opened up a little space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like, yeah, definitely 24 hours. Because most of the time I'm throwing away leftovers after 24 hours if Amy doesn't touch them.
Yeah.
And I don't eat them. I'm like, if I don't want them,
fair
I'm
enough.
like, I'm pitching them anyways. So yeah, 24 hours. Like 2 weeks, not a chance it was lasting that long.
This next little bullet, do you want me to do it now? Do you want me to wait and do it with the recap?
Let's do it now.
All right. So there was something that was kind of like, as I was looking through standings and everything, I wanted to see certain names and like where they were.
Yeah.
And I started noticing that one of the names wasn't coming up, and I knew he was a pro because he qualified, and there were 3 current Canadian players that are pros. So 3 international pros in the ACL. All right. So you have Bernie Podolski, you have Brandon Brown, and you have Connor Weiss. If you had to take a guess, so there's been 4 nationals, 3 of them. So the most nationals they could attend combined would be 12.
12.
How many do you think they attended?
2.
Yes. They attended 2 combined.
Yeah.
Brandon Brown attended 1, and then Bernie attended 1. Connor Weiss has not attended any. So my question is, should international pros be able to take full pro spots in the U.S.? Like, and if so, like, should there be a minimum attendance requirement at these national tournaments?
I mean, to me, yes to both. If they can re-qualify by attending enough events, then 100% they can take a spot. But this kind of shit where they only attend 2 events, like, no, they can't. They didn't earn anything to come back into the ACL.
Like, but my thing is, okay, so that person didn't, but should we allow international pros in the U.S. right now? We already know it. We already know it's expensive.
We
for
can
guys
if they're willing to travel. They have to travel just like everyone else.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So should there be a penalty of some sort for, like, I like Connor Weiss a lot.
Yeah.
He's a fan of
great
our
thrower.
show. He's listened to our show before.
Yeah.
I talked to him in person. Great, solid fucking dude. I
It's
like
nothing
the guy
against the Canadian pros or anything.
But-
My argument is the grind that these guys here are doing.
Yeah.
They have to match that if they want to consider themselves pros.
Now, I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
for a fact if Connor Weiss signed the ACL contract. I
Yeah.
thought he did. But he's not attended a national. So, like, that, you're taking away a spot from somebody that could have automatically gotten bumped up, not been elite.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have to then qualify to get into these pro events. I mean, to me, it's kind of shitty.
A little bit, to be honest with you. I mean, and I hate saying that because, again, they're good guys. It's nothing against them.
No, but at the same time, if we're being honest, none of the international pros have ever really done anything in singles and or doubles before.
But are there plans in place now to just have, like, ACL Canada be
Yes.
like a real thing?
I
so
believe
to me,
so.
like, they can just have their own league.
That's what I'm saying.
And do that. That's fine.
I think this year showed that that's probably the step that needs to happen.
Yeah, and then there needs to be like an international collab, and like at Worlds, obviously they always have to come down for it.
Yeah.
just make
And I
that the
think it
one
would be
tournament.
great. And I think it's like outside of doing like the USA corner, because it's very fucking confusing right now when you're adding all this stuff in with the, like, are you guys partners or are you not partners? Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But like having events with like Team USA versus Team Canada kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that could be fun.
100%. I mean, if you want this to become an Olympic sport, you need to show that there's international competition.
Yes.
So why not showcase it at ACL Worlds?
Yeah. And I think that they need to stop having these like world qualifiers, right?
Yeah.
You should be using ACL pros. Like you should be like, just like kind of golf, like how they pick who's
Exactly.
going to go in the Olympics or
Yeah.
who's going to be on Ryder. Like take the top 8 guys
Go out
in
there and show
standings,
what's
and
up.
that's we want our best out there.
Yeah.
Right now.
Showing people the level that they have to get to if they want to ever consider like messing with the USA.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see if anything comes of it. But like when I saw that, and I'm like, man, they only attended 2, and I get it, like it's crazy expensive to travel.
Yes.
I 100%
and I'm sure
get it.
it's way harder for them to travel here.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, but to me, it's just the grind that we witness from all of these pros out there.
But like Brandon Brown, like he got his spot when Jay Rubin dropped out, I believe, right?
Yes.
So Brandon Brown gets awarded the spot. Why not? If you know you're not going to make it to the national events, why not just like turn that position down? Like, don't be selfish. I mean, it just seems like a selfish move to take that spot away from somebody that maybe wanted that opportunity.
a little bit.
So,
A little bit.
all right. So, all right. Yes. Let's move on to the final chase recap.
Sounds good.
All right. So singles. Congratulations to Adam Hissner.
Dude.
Adam
He
Hissner
was
takes
on
it down.
one.
Yeah, over Jacob Trzynski. So it was one of those where I really like both guys in the finals.
Yes.
We were fortunate enough to talk to Jacob a decent amount, like before he played the match. He's just such a good dude, man. Like he's down to earth, and I know he's been on the show recently, so that helps, obviously.
Yeah, it's just
but just a really good kid. I really like pulling for him.
I respect his grind, and he's funny, man. Like I love his mannerisms.
But then there's Adam, and Adam to me is always, he was the first pro player I ever met, right? And he was cool the first time I ever met him. A little bit of an asshole, but like I got it. He's
I love
like,
it.
It's like reminding me of like my friend group, like how
Exactly.
he just kind of like brought that in and just like, hey, if you can handle it, you can hang.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're cool.
Exactly.
And then the next time he sees you, you're kind of just welcomed into his group. And that's, I feel, and Jennifer's always been awesome to us. So it was hard for me for like that match. Cause I didn't want to pull for either one of them. It was very obvious that it was Adam Hissner's town and day because the crowd was 90% Hissner fans.
Oh, for sure.
Which again,
didn't surprise me
as
at
an
all.
Ohio dude, love seeing the Ohio representation.
Hell yeah.
It's a good look. It was great. The finals match was pretty much everything we wanted to advertise. It was a relatively good match.
Damn straight.
I mean, final score was a little bit more lopsided, but the overall match was really good. It was just Adam Hissner just was not going to let anybody beat him that day.
Yeah.
He was locked in. He had the perfect rhythm.
Well, let's go through the matches prior.
Yeah, no, I will. I will.
Okay.
I'm just saying, while we're on the finals here,
Yeah.
he by the time he got to the finals, he looked so good in the semis. I'm like, it's going to be really tough. And I wonder if Trzynski was going to be able to change his game style, right?
That's exactly what we were saying when we were sitting right there. I'm like, he's going to have to completely like start running bags against Adam a little differently than what he was playing against Eric.
It's just Adam really, because he can manipulate the bag so well, cutting it right to left. And that's just like his natural bag. It's just, if you miss a block at all,
It's
like
tough.
he's going to punish you.
Yeah.
And he's like a master. And if you miss a block on your side, he's going to bully it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to bully it out of the way. And he just,
Saw
it was
time and time again.
yeah. And he was just on one and he was just feeling it. He's a guy that feeds off the crowd. When it's just like an Adam positive crowd, he wanted nothing more. And I just felt like he willed it like himself to win that match. And he was just
so
on
many
one.
booms from the crowd
Oh.
coming. I mean,
Crazy.
again, I was very happy for Adam. Like, again, there's so
So-
many good points
100%.
throughout this whole like final core that they had. That all in all, I thought they were great matches.
Yeah.
To me, I think we saw the match of the weekend though between Eric Davis and Trzynski.
Yeah, I think so.
That match was masterful and just gut wrenching at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
it was a lot of
TV timeout is still undefeated, by the way.
Exactly.
It's pretty.
It sure
oh,
is.
actually, well, no, because Adam went on to win his match.
That's true.
But that had a different feel.
yeah.
The Eric Davis Trzynski match, like if you've listened to the show throughout the years, it's no question. Like I've questioned Eric Davis since he's been in the ACL because in this format to 21, he hasn't found like the main stage yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how talented the kid is, and he's had all the success in round limited. And maybe it was just the stars weren't aligned, but he finally put a weekend together and he finds himself up against Jacob Trzynski, who, if I'm Eric Davis, is probably the one guy I really don't want to play because going into this national, I think he'd be hard pressed to find a player that was hotter than Jacob Trzynski.
Very true.
Right? Like, I mean, the guy was just firing on all cylinders. He had just won doubles. Now he's putting it all together in singles and already putting together a really good year. And the match kind of went as I think how we thought it was in the beginning. Jacob jumps out to a little bit of a lead. Then Eric Davis saves himself some points on some big shots. Maybe throughout the match has like these questionable decisions where he goes for one that we're like maybe should just minimize damage instead.
Yeah,
We
just
know how
kinda
good you can be, but don't
Wait
do
for
it
the
unless you
moment.
have
Don't
to.
force it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But listen, Jacob is one of those guys that it doesn't matter if he's up against the ropes, right? He's going to make you play all the way to 21.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't believe that he's out of it yet. And in that match, it never felt like he was out of it. Eric
Very
Davis
true,
was
yeah.
visibly getting a little frustrated at himself at times because he was missing shots.
He was literally in a moment where you kind of felt him feel like I should have already won this.
Yes.
Aggravation,
100%, yeah.
tension that like I could literally feel it from him.
We were
sitting right behind him.
We were sitting on obviously behind one of the boards.
Yeah.
And his brother was at the table next to us. And he was only pretty much communicating with his brother. And he would look at the stands and tell his brother, he's like, I suck. He's like, I can't believe I keep missing these shots.
Yeah.
And he was getting frustrated. When I saw that, that's when I'm like, oh, Jacob's gotten the edge a little
Yeah,
bit.
'cause
But there was a
Jacob's-
point in that match where you're like, wow, okay, Eric Davis, this is going to be his weekend. He's finally going to put it all together.
The kid's got
And
nothing but talent
Yeah.
when it comes to cornhole.
He's really good. He is
We
really
have
good.
always questioned his shot selection, and that's what bit him in the
Do
ass
you
at the end of the
think-
day.
After the match ended, did you feel like Eric Davis lost the match or that Jacob won the match?
As much as it pains me to say, the way Eric Davis had his moments, I felt like he lost it. Because there were times, and when I mean moments, I mean good and bad.
I agree
Because
because
his
he had
shot
like the
selection-
high points.
Yeah.
I feel like
But his shot selection shot him in the ass at the end of the day.
I'm not going to argue with you on that point.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that I'm still going to give the benefit of the doubt to Jacob, only because I thought that he went in with a game plan.
And it
he
worked.
executed that game plan.
Exactly.
When
And
he
that's
was
why-
warming up, the dude was just slinging airmails.
Yeah.
And we're like saying, if he's not going for airmails over blockers, then why is he doing this? And right off the first round, rip 2 airmails, and there you go. He gets 4 points.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh shit. If he can hit an airmail at a high clip,
Yeah, if he's hitting 80%,
okay,
like
can
this could
he
be a
sustain
thing.
it though? And he did. He played the long game.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty at times. He gave up some points. He missed an airmail here or there, but he played the long game and tried to and made Eric earn it. And Eric fell up short, and Jacob followed through. And you know, like you got to tip your cap to Jacob because he battled through. It maybe wasn't like his best performance, I don't think, but it was solid enough to
But
win
again,
that.
it's not like I'm like trying to take anything away from Jacob.
No.
Because I do feel bad saying that because he did win it. He earned it. Like it was a grind. I just felt like there was moments there where Eric just had he had that gusto where he just felt like he was never gonna miss a shot and was shooting
Dave,
it.
There
And
was
I'm like,
100%.
dude, just-
There was that moment that everyone in there was just like, wow, he found it.
Yeah.
It was like how, again, I'm not comparing myself at all, but like when I was talking about finding my line, to me, it was like, oh, he found his line and now he can do whatever he wants to do.
yeah.
And just like that, because sports is a beautiful thing, he lost it.
But my thing,
Just
like,
for a
I'm not
round or
even
two.
talking about like him finding his line. I'm more talking about him like he hit some great shots.
Yeah.
But then there was times where he thought that he could hit like the greatest shot of all time and
Yes,
went for
correct.
it.
No, I
and
get
it's
it.
like, dude, like sometimes you gotta just eat it and move on. And I felt like that kind of came back into play as it always does in a long match.
Agreed.
So, but again, hats off to Jacob. Like he did shoot his ass off in that match. So, to me, like it was the match of the night.
And if Jacob would have gone on to beat Adam, I think you then have to strongly consider Jacob in consideration for an MVP.
Absolutely.
But
instead, you
didn't
have
happen.
Adam come that way.
So Adam in the first round played Devin Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Going into the weekend, I was Team Harbaugh, right? And that was
honestly,
because
I had a feeling about it too.
I put money down on Devin Harbaugh.
I
10 to
didn't.
1
It
odds.
was a gut feeling.
And that's really what it was. It was just like, I'm like, he's gonna do it. Like he's too good not to get it done. And like he's I don't know. I felt like he was gonna have a lot of representation. You know, let's take a chance on him.
Facing Adam, who's faced a bunch.
Dude, I
You're
loved-
just like, all right, like this could
loved
be
it.
an epic battle.
A guy he's played 1,000 times before. But he's clearly
Just
not.
once again, didn't
He's
quite have
not
it.
the Devin Harbaugh that we're all used to seeing on the brightest of lights.
Yeah.
He's just not, and I don't know what it is. It's clearly at this point, it's got to be a mental thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a confidence thing or a lack of confidence thing, but like if he could just somehow harness that a little bit and put it to positive use, I mean, we all know how good the guy is. I mean, listening to other like his peers and how highly they speak and how good of a player he is, it's still kind of crazy that he hasn't won one yet.
Exactly.
It really is.
Everyone says it's only a matter of
And
time.
the worst part is like he's such a nice guy.
Yeah. And to me, it's
Like
just
just
like
one of the nicest dudes
again,
you're ever gonna meet.
It's only a matter of time. We just have to wait longer.
And his fiance or wife, I'm not sure if they're married.
I think they're married.
I can't
they're
remember if
married.
they got married or not, but lovely individual.
Yes.
We sat with her at the table. She's very nice, down to earth. Like great. It was an awesome
Yeah.
experience at the
And
table.
again, don't take us sitting at the ultra table as we were, cheering for like Team Ultra.
No.
We respected highly what was happening in front of us with Adam. It's just
Listen,
we got the invite by Team Ultra, so you had money on Harbaugh, so obviously
listen,
like
it doesn't need to be said. I love Adam. Like he's a great dude.
Yeah.
Like he's been great to us. Been on the show a bunch of times. Jen, awesome. We love her. In that match, I was Team Harbaugh because, like, again, I had money down.
You had
like
money down.
I had a vested
I
interest
would
in
say
Harbaugh winning,
I was
so I
more
was pulling.
neutral. So
You
it was
were.
very weird to be sitting
Yeah,
there for me
yeah.
because,
Yeah.
I had that internal struggle the whole time. But like, I just tried to keep it cool and watch cornhole. And at the end of the day, Adam was just the best player out
now,
there.
I did not leave that match thinking, "Oh, Harbaugh blew it."
Yeah.
I left that match thinking, "Oh, Adam's going to win the finals because I don't think anyone's going to beat him today."
Mm-hmm.
He looked like the best player in the building.
100%.
I mean, he went on to win the Super Bowl with Bernie Kosar, for Christ's sakes. I mean, it's
And,
the first thing like the Browns have won in ever.
Yeah, so shout out to Adam and Bernie. I hope they take that shit down in the championships because
We
dude.
we need to contact Bernie Kosar and get him to throw.
can we mention
I'm
Super
gonna
Bowl real
I'm gonna
quick,
reach
though?
out to him. Yeah.
Who's Juwan Smith?
Dude, first of all, like crazy. I've never seen him throw before.
Loved his release.
Dude, the coolest grip
cool,
and ever.
like,
Oh, dude, like in great personality. Like,
yeah.
thank you. Like that's what we want. Like out of ACL
100%.
pros.
I'd
never heard of him. Yeah.
which was so weird to me. But yeah, good pick by
Portal
them.
scenario guy apparently.
Yeah,
but
I thought it was a cool pick, and it was fun to watch him throw. Honestly, like it was just different.
The Super Hole was entertaining also because you had two ultra competitive dudes with Jamie Graham and Steve Smith, and you know behind the scenes, like Trey and all them are talking about Steve. Like, hey, listen, we're giving you Jamie Graham. He's won a world championship twice. He's like one of the best players on the planet.
Yeah,
and Steve Smith's like,
okay, let's do it.
Bet. And then they get waxed both games.
Yeah,
like, and they had two chances.
Yeah, and it was hard to watch.
Yeah,
it was a bit hard to watch because I honestly always been a Steve Smith fan. Like we were talking as we were watching, one of the first great like undersized wide receivers.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
tough to see a guy with that tenacity lose.
Okay, so I think it's time to at least we're going to get into this a lot next week, but we got to at least bring up the elephant in the room, right? So I think there is a difference in my mind between a power ranking, and MVP,
100%, right?
Power ranking to me is right now. Who do I think are the 10 best fucking players?
Who's going to go and win?
Right now, I think it's clear to me that Adam Hissner's number one for power ranking.
The way that he's been playing recently,
I dropped him down after the last national because he finally came down to earth and didn't win his bracket. Like, wow, like that was my bad, my bad. But then he came back this one and wins the whole fucking thing. So there hasn't been anyone as consistent as him throughout the entire season. He's won his bracket 3 out of 4 nationals. He finally took the one down in Canton. I think he deserves the number 1 spot right now. So power rankings are going to come out later this week. You have to have serious consideration putting Adam there over Jeremiah. And I know Jeremiah is still probably the betting favorite going in because he won 2 nationals. But if we're talking about a right now thing, it's hard not to have some recency bias and go with Adam.
100%. But like, again, it's like you said, they're betting lines. They're probably going to have Jeremiah. And like, as far as MVP goes, it's like, that's a whole different discussion.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be a long discussion.
All right. So moving on to doubles. Game 1, we had Landis and Schibner versus Wilson and Sims.
Just call him Shibby.
I wish that this would have been the finals because this was one of the most entertaining broadcast matches that I've seen in a while, just because all the players got to display a little something.
Yeah.
They all got to show everyone like, okay, this is why I'm here and why you're sitting on your couch right now. All 4 guys I thought played really, really well. I thought the bright shining star was Gage Landis, and that's saying something because he was throwing against Braden Wilson, who has been just fucking out of this world this year.
Yeah.
It was an excellent match, down to the wire, back and forth. When it came down to it, Landis clutched up. It was actually Schibner that was kind of hanging on at the end, and Sims was kind of making a push a little bit towards the end. It was a super impressive win. It was something that I'm not surprised by because we saw how good they were last year. This year they'd been close, knocking on the door,
doing very well in shootouts.
Yeah, they hadn't put it all together, but we knew the potential. So it's nice to see that. And then going into Worlds, I mean, they're not a team you want to go up against.
They're an
right
odds-on
now.
favorite.
You know why?
In my opinion,
Landis has confidence now.
Yeah,
they've won one.
And guess what? Like that kid, we've been saying it for years.
Puff
now.
his chest out a little bit now.
Dude, when he gets rolling, and I mean that like pun intended, he is so freaking hard to beat.
Yeah,
because he can just wreck your day.
And you're going to hear in the interview later on about Shibby basically says that he's like, listen, in this partnership, my job is just to run bags.
Yeah, he just
he's
does
like,
it a
I'm just trying
way.
to give the bags back to Gage.
Yeah,
let him be the creative one.
Shibby runs bags in a unique way that
he does.
Other people don't.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like Dylan Turpin. I feel like he runs bags like that too.
And they have a really good chemistry. I think when I was watching that first match, I couldn't help but think that like Landis looked like a mad scientist or like a cool high school science teacher. Like those were the both. I couldn't tell which vibe.
Well, Sean, he's in early childhood education.
What subject would he be? If he was a cool high school teacher, what subject would
Chemistry.
he teach? I was kind of thinking the same thing. I don't know why, but yeah, I was kind of thinking science. Yeah,
if he had a beard.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, a little bit like that. I know Wilson is great. Like we know that, but early on, it was kind of nice to see Landis shine. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of firmly playing. I think that gave him a little boost of confidence. He was kind of finding his vibe. You got to show how talented he is. And then same for Schibner. Like he right off the bat, like they were both kind of clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And Sims kind of reminded everyone like that he's still really fucking good,
still
and
very good at
he's still there. The thing that Wilson and Sims bring to the broadcast is their chemistry is unmatched.
Yeah,
like those
I
two,
love seeing them play together.
like that is what you want to watch on TV every single time.
It's cool too because like,
you almost
it's a
want
different
every other
dynamic.
team to watch them and be like, okay, can one of you guys be AJ and one of you guys be Brayden? Like just be like that.
Yeah.
But like, and it's so cool. Like, I mean, and they're like polar opposites in their life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got like this 13-year-old kid. You got AJ who's got like 18 kids at home,
and
well-established
just, you know,
dude. You know what I mean? Like,
been
it's
around
just
the game
so funny,
for a minute,
man.
and this young buck coming up. Like it's awesome to see though because like, you
Yeah.
can just tell that they click.
And they respect
And
each
it doesn't
other's.
surprise me either because AJ Sims is cool as shit.
Oh,
so
dude.
like
Yeah.
it makes total sense to me that like he gets along with a 13-year-old. Like
Yeah.
they vibe very well.
Well,
So like
And he's also the kind of guy that you would want your 13-year-old throwing with.
Exactly.
Because he's like a role model guy. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like he's a stand-up dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not going to get him in any trouble. You know what I mean? He's a very awesome dude. So shout out to them. It was a really entertaining match. It was kind of one of those like, damn, like we kind of got robbed in the semis.
Yeah,
Like I
little
feel like
bit.
that should have been the finals. Like how good it was. But the next match, you had Harbaugh and Malone going against Rawls and Kingsbury. And we joked about it last week, like when we were doing the draft, about Rawls and Kingsbury just being like vanilla. And sometimes vanilla is like just smacks right.
It's what hits.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of what happened in the semifinals. And then Harbaugh Malone, like Harbaugh was just, this was the day before singles. So I was actually feeling a little confident going into singles, thinking like he's got to rebound.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you can have a performance like that on the big stage and then go out and shit the bed. Like you got to go out and perform.
Gotta finish.
Because he kind of shit the bed in doubles a little bit. And Malone is not good. He is as great of a release as he has. We talked about last week.
Yeah.
He is not a great body language dude.
Yeah.
If things aren't going well, shoulders already like he
just
already
kinda
looks like
slumped
he looks
down
like he goes from 120 pounds to like 95. You know what I mean? Like everything kind of just like caves in. And and by the way, like he made a comment. I don't know if you caught this. You're talking about like when we were all sitting together at the table.
Yeah.
About like height, right?
Yeah.
And I made a joke like I was short, and he's like, yeah, it's medium height. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're a lot taller than me.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not at all.
Listen, just embrace it, short king, because
Yeah.
you're right there with me, brother. Like it's okay, man. It's all right.
I mean, like the joke was
It's an
me and Rich
illusion 'cause
Norman
you're
were
skinny.
yeah me and Rich Norman were talking about how we're handsomely tall. That was the whole joke. And like, he's like well, he's like I'm medium height. And Sean was saying that he was short. I'm like yeah medium height.
Medium height, my ass. Like maybe it's
Yeah.
because you're skinny, man. Doesn't mean that you're taller. Anyway, I just had to give him some shit. It was nice sitting next to him though. He's a good dude.
I do like Kyle. Like he's I don't know. Like he's a unique cat in the cornhole world.
Yeah,
He's
I have
very
nothing in
much
common
like
with him. But I like that's why I like
yeah
sitting next to a
exactly.
guy
Like
like that.
I like mixing it up a little
for
bit.
sure.
You know?
He's a solid dude. But in that match, though, I mean, Rawls and Kingsbury were just ho hum. Like they're just very solid.
Just putting
Kingsbury
bags in
honestly
and-
was kind of showing, like, kind of flexing a little bit. Was
Yeah.
kind of showing like, hey, like I'm really good. But again, he's kind of he's a slide airmail guy. I mean, when it comes down to it, both those guys are.
Yeah.
Rawls is just more about strategic placement, and you know, if you give him an opportunity or a small window, he typically takes advantage of it, and he's going to kill you with 2 points all day. You put that together, it's a recipe for success. They've been really good over the last 2 seasons. Again, they're just not that super exciting team because they're both quieter guys, anyways. Did get to finally meet them in person in Canton.
Yeah.
They're going to be guests on the show. I'm hoping next week.
That'd be awesome.
But super personable in person seemed like.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's just quiet on the boards, which
Yeah, and I get
can
that.
respect too.
I completely
there's
get
different
that.
ways to attack it. So
yeah, but then the finals happened, and then Schibner and Landis. I felt like they just kind of had control and they just weren't going to lose.
Yeah.
When they finally got over Wilson and Sims, and you know they finally got the confidence, like, hey, we can fucking do this. They were just growing, and again, Landis looked really good. Schibner was rolling, and Kingsbury was just a little bit off. Didn't quite have his A+ game, which he was going to need in that, and it took full advantage. But it's nice to see another new team kind of emerge.
absolutely,
And take it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, it's just show the volatility of this year's doubles.
Well, and power rankings for doubles is a fucking
It's a
nightmare.
crapshoot, man.
Nightmare.
So am I wrong to think that like I would put Birchfield and Hissner in the top 5?
Yes.
and I understand what your thought process is, but to me, it's we have seen Birchfield come alive in the world stage.
Okay, that's not power rankings. Power rankings is not making a prediction.
It's to me, it's just gut feeling.
Yeah, okay, but that's not a power ranking. Power ranking is who is it right now.
I understand. It's just if I was a betting man, I would not leave them off the table because I know we're gonna forget to talk about them next week.
I did want to touch on women's doubles. Gina Ramirez and Kaylee Hunter win over Rosie Streaker and Sam Finley.
Kaylee Hunter had herself a weekend.
Yeah,
so.
she did. Okay, so and then surprise, surprise, Kaylee Hunter wins women's singles over Miranda Coy.
Yeah.
It is round limited format, but again, it's kind of like a bonus.
Yeah, it was
event.
a bonus
But
TV appearance.
nonetheless, it still counts as an ACL title.
Yeah.
Kaylee Hunter gets 2 this weekend. Is it time to? Is she firmly back in the consideration of
think so.
or is she now the second best to Cheyenne in women's division?
I mean, I think you also
I want to
have
see her follow up with a solid Worlds performance.
Yeah, to me though, like you have to incorporate like their rankings in the ACL itself as well when it comes to like Woman of the Year, don't you?
I'm not talking about Woman of the Year. I'm talking about right now, like if I was coming out with power rankings for women.
For women,
Where would she be? Who would be number 2?
I think I would put her number 2 and then Gina would be close behind that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think because Gina hasn't broken through in women's singles yet.
Yeah.
People forget she's really
she's
good.
very good. So yeah, I mean, I would put them.
I mean, she's one half of a top 25 doubles team.
And then obviously, like I mean, you're
her
gonna
and Deb Odom just had a very nice weekend.
you have to insert Miranda Coy as well because I mean, she's throwing very well too.
And what a good match that was.
It really was.
Came
like,
down
it was,
to literally the final shot of the match.
They forced each other to have to hit shots, and like it was a very good round limited match to see.
Miranda just didn't hit her airmails.
Exactly. I mean, that's all it came down to, and hats off though. It was a very good for TV like showing.
It was a great match, and I know Miranda wanted it. She was not happy afterwards, but we did get to chit chat with them, with her and Lori a little bit beforehand. Great people.
Lori, I forgot to. Sorry, I didn't get you your Bloody Mary,
but day drinking on the way home.
I did, and the next day.
Yeah,
there was plenty.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
Let's do some dramatic readings.
In a world where bean bags have brought men to their knees, social media serves as sanctuary for keyboard warriors. Time for the dramatic readings.
And these dramatic readings are brought to you by Big D Bags, because what else do you need in your life than a big old floppy D in your hands? So head on over to Big D Bags and grab your girth today. Drop code BIGASP10 at checkout. It's going to save you $10. $10. So head on over to bigdbags.com. And remember, don't be a big D bag. Throw them.
Austin Cameron. Unfortunately, due to some flight problems that Vincent Frisch is having, we won't be attending the Pro Shootout Final 4 in Canton, Ohio. Good luck to everyone playing on ESPN this weekend. Fist pump emoji.
So it finally happened, Sean.
Yeah, and this is kind of the thing that, like, worst case scenario happened. And it didn't just affect the shootout, it also clearly affected the Super Hole as well.
Yeah. Because was Frisch supposed to be on it?
No. It just they were supposed to have other NFL people. Like Bernie Kosar was not supposed to be part of this.
Well,
he was a late addition kind of thing. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So
why not?
Yeah, it was just it was obviously worst case scenario. You never want that to happen.
Yeah.
And again, if you're the ACL and you're coming up with the schedule, you're playing like this odds game. Like, what are the odds something like that happens? I mean, it's pretty small, but it did happen, and it sucks. But yeah. What are you going to do? I mean, there's nothing to do. I think you have to change this. I would not be surprised. And we've heard through the grapevine that there were going to be significant changes, and we're not going to see this 2-week break anymore. I don't think.
Which I'm very much looking forward to. I think it's great for the game. It needs to happen again.
Next one.
So, what do you got?
Addicted to cornhole. Grayson Taylor. Never lost a cornhole game. Didn't know there was a professional cornhole league. I believe I need to sign up. How do I make this happen? Played over 1,000+ games.
My, oh my.
When I came across this, there was already 200 plus comments, and it was only up for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, this is like one of those.
I'm just waiting for Dwayne to make an account.
We're not a welcoming group sometimes. Like, Addicted to Cornhole is a massive fucking social media group. Like, over 100, is what, 200,000 people are in that group. You post something, a lot of fucking people see it. A lot of
100%.
people see it. So when somebody gets the nerve and they post something up, just asking about the league, even if they're like, it's a brag, even if it was like a troll post, like the amount of attacking people could, like, I'll play cash games. Like, the amount of people I saw cash games.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up with your like 7.6 PPR and go the fuck home, you losers. Like, just
Please
stop
cash
with this
game.
shit. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's
Honestly,
so ridiculous.
Is there anything that you hate more than a cash game?
I don't like. Yes, like there's really nothing. Like I'll do it. Like,
Yeah.
but I'll just play you straight up. Just fucking
how
talk
about-
some
yeah,
shit.
How about we just have like good old fashioned, let's talk some shit and see what happens. Like I don't really give a shit about like passing cash back and forth. To me, it's hard earned money. Nobody has to fucking waste it on cornhole. You already gave enough to the venue.
And again, if that's money that you're relying on, then go reevaluate your life.
Yeah, for sure.
So, because I don't need to play cash games.
I'd rather throw $10 down at the casino than a cash game.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Or just sports bet. You know,
Yeah.
never know.
I don't know. I'd rather drive like a nice car. Or
We could do that. Just, one final shout out to, our boy, Ian Steckel. We consumed these other ones from Jimmy Juice. This one was the classic orange fizzy that I had. It's a carbonated vodka cocktail. It's fantastic. I'm still sipping on it. Went through the interview with it as well, so it slapped right. Sean, you had the cranberry.
Cranberry citrus fizzy. It was made with vodka. It was pretty good. I preferred my first one, but it's nice, man. Like it's gone.
Yeah. I think we have a general consensus. I would take that ginger one to the bank.
the ginger one was phenomenal.
This orange one's not far off. I think that's my second favorite.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know if you happen to see like Adrian Johnson made a post.
No.
And he made a
Do we do
post.
dramatic?
It's okay. You don't have to.
You sure?
No, it's
Should
not
we?
that long. It's not that long. So the post was like something along like, "What are your worst fears?" And I commented like, "Losing a frame to you on a live stream."
It's so true. That's what every pro fears.
The 20 people that like that put the laughing like.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You guys,
100%.
you understand
you guys get it.
Adrian was not one of them. So
Come on, Adrian.
I thought it was funny, man.
Yeah.
Like I have ideas for content that I want to reach out to him about
100%.
that I think could be very funny.
Could be fantastic.
Yes.
It's all about having fun.
So Adrian, if you happen to hear this, I'm going to reach out, and I think that there's an opportunity for us to collaborate, and it'd be really funny
collab.
for sure.
That's the way to do it.
All right, so cue that rap horn.
Let me get over to it real quick,
Go ahead,
Sean.
man. All right, reach us at Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Asp Cornhole.
And Facebook at Big Asp Cornhole Podcast. Thank you again to our sponsors. Go ahead and visit DragginBags.com for the best bags in the business. They make us better throwers. Why not make yourself a better one? Again, that's DragginBags.com to get yourself a great set today. And Big D Bags. Because, don't be a Big D bag. Throw them. Head on over to BigDbags.com and drop code BIGASP10 for $10 off.
Don't forget about our boys over in Black Sheep Baggers. Go to blacksheepbaggers.com. Use code BIGASP and you're going to save yourself 10%. And for the best boards in the business, go to gnarlybags.com. Use code BIGASP and you're going to save yourself some money.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah. Don't forget about Patreon. If you're looking to support us, we would greatly appreciate it. Go to patreon.com/BigAspCornhole. If you want to just check it out, see what the kind of content that we post on there, you can sign up for free. Well, we have a bunch of people that are on there for free right now. So there are some stuff that we post up there, all the polls, some stuff like that. But if you want the video content, you want access to happy hours, stuff like that, it is, there's different tiers, but the lowest tier is $5 a month. We greatly appreciate your support. It allows us to keep doing what we're doing, and busting out content, and we have fun doing it.
That's what we do.
Hell yeah. And happy hour, I'm going to try. I think it's probably next week as we're due.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
Monthly happy hour. So be on the lookout for that. I'll try to give you details.
We might be
early this
restricted
week.
to only one day tomorrow, so we'll talk.
Oh, you mean next week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the Apple Podcast reviews.
100%.
We've gotten like 5, 6, 7, 8 new ones. if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts and don't mind dropping a review, 5 stars, we greatly appreciate it. Again, helps us with the algorithm. We're trying to get on that main page for Apple. It'd be awesome to get a cornhole podcast up there. So we greatly appreciate the reviews and all that stuff. But hope you guys enjoy the Shibby and Landis interview. They're two awesome dudes, highly entertaining. We get into some very serious cereal talk.
That we do.
That it needed to be addressed because two very prominent Cleveland brothers, not named Big Asp. You might have heard of her. Yeah, her name's Kelsey.
Yeah.
And they dropped some bullshit cereal combination that needed to be addressed. So we
It's
addressed
terrible.
that. So all the hard hitting stuff we addressed with them.
Yes.
And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the conversation with your reigning national doubles champions. And we'll see you next week. So as always, we hope you throw it straight. And it's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later. All right, welcome back to the Big Asp Cornhole Podcast. We are now joined with the reigning national doubles champions, Mr. Zack Schibner and Mr. Gage Landis. What's going on, guys?
Should we give him a round of applause?
Sure, man.
There you go. I'll crack one for you guys too.
So, gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
There you go.
Thanks for having
Appreciate
us.
Yeah.
All right, so congratulations are in order. Zack, I think last time you were on the show, we said we'd bring you back after you won a national. So we're here. We've won a national.
We kept our word.
So how's it feeling? I mean, you guys have got to be like a weight has got to be off the shoulders a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think a little bit of monkeys off the back, especially after last year, coming so close on one, and in the same exact state also.
Hell yeah.
It was nice to win because we're technically both from PA, so we won our bracket in PA and then finished in Ohio, which is pretty close. So
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys were kind of like a hometown team, at least in doubles for sure. Like you guys had a decent amount of like people there supporting you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. My mother came from Pittsburgh, and then his from the middle of the state. So I didn't live too far from him when I was up there, but didn't make it till about 10 years later.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What was the
wrong
first
with
thing you
that.
guys did to celebrate?
Gage.
Dude, there was a lot of there was 2 jerseys. We went to one, Zach went to another, and then we both went to the same one. But at the time when we got there, because my girlfriend's still not 21 yet, she
Okay.
couldn't get in because they were only 21 at that point.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. How often do you find the the same bar, same exact thing, literally like 10 minutes apart from each other, less than
In Ohio.
in one?
in
one
Canton,
break
Ohio, you do.
Exactly. Only that and Red Roof Inns.
Yep.
Me and Harbaugh found that out
Definitely.
the hard way.
Going into like this is gonna be weird because like obviously you guys were confident going in to the semifinals and the finals. Going in though, I think the rhetoric was kind of like that you guys were like the underdogs, and I thought it was funny because like even the ACL made a post today. I don't know if you saw it, and they put that you guys were the underdogs, and I thought that was kind of I don't know. Like when I read it, I'm like, well, that's fucking bullshit. It's like saying that you guys were like the 80th ranked team and you came out of fucking nowhere. Like you guys were knocking on the door last year. And I know that it's probably some 20-year-old blonde chick that's made a post and they didn't even think about it, and that's what AI told them to write. I get that. It's 100%. But I don't know. I took it as a little bit of shot for you guys. Did you guys see that? Does that bother you, that rhetoric at all? Did it like motivate you at all?
Hungry dogs run faster.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I don't really. That's a little bit. It doesn't bother me. If anything, it's just going to fuel me more. And like being the underdog, being talked about less, it just makes you and fuels you to play better.
So I want to break down this statement, though. Hungry dogs run faster. Okay. So there is a point, though, where a hungry dog is going to just not be able to run faster because it doesn't have anything left in the tank.
Well, that would be like a famished
Right.
dog. Like,
I mean, but it's still hungry. So
Yes,
I'm glad
but-
that you guys are on the point of, hey, can still book it.
They just
and
missed a
find
meal.
the food first.
they just
Exactly.
missed a meal.
Yeah.
Kind of dogs.
It's like
that's
when
kind
my
of dogs.
dog, doesn't eat for 4 hours. And I put the food down. He's like, acts like he hasn't eaten a meal in fucking 6 weeks.
Yours gets to 4 hours.
I have to force him to, but if we try.
So going into the season, did you guys have like a numeric goal that you guys were hoping for in doubles? Like where you guys wanted to finish?
I think top 10.
Okay.
Because we finished top 20 last year, so top 10 was our goal this year.
Yeah. And this year you find yourself sitting 14th currently. I don't know if that was that after the championship and everything? Points were added?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys find yourself at 14th, another solid performance at Worlds. Top 10 is definitely in it. But one of the key pieces, you guys have one of the national championships right now. I think you guys, this has been a wild year in doubles because there really hasn't been like that super ultra consistent team like we've had in the past. We thought it might have been Mark and Tony, but they won the first one. And then after that, like they made the semifinals, but they haven't like gone past that. It's like everyone's kind of a level playing field. I think you guys should at least be in consideration for team of the year. 100%. I mean, you won one of the big events that everyone cares about. Fuck opens, and who gives a shit about the pro shootouts? You know what I mean? Like really, you guys won the big ones. But I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this season being different from last year with the points. Do you guys like that the pro shootouts and stuff are included in the points?
I mean, we took care of business at the first one. We took down our brackets. So.
Yeah. So you guys, do you guys still play or no?
Yeah, well, we played the second national too. We had the King Seed our bracket. We got double dipped at that one.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I asked Trey if we could add a shootout and take out a national.
I mean,
well, so you guys have performed very well in the shootouts,
yeah,
and have a national title under your belt.
I was surprised to see you guys
with 14th. The weight it is. Like to me, I think you guys are easily in that conversation. Then, like
they should be 100%.
Yeah, we think we are.
You should be.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, like I said, there hasn't been a team. This is I feel like the one year that we haven't had a team that's kind of like run away. That's
we also haven't gotten the email yet for the Stevies, so just waiting on that ACL.
I bet it'll come this week.
Only
this
done
week or next week.
Last 4 years, so hopefully we get the nod again.
I get it. All right.
I will play favorites, and I can't be bought. Just gonna say it here.
Send me your favorite beer.
Gage, what was going through your head on the broadcast? Like you strike me as a guy that I don't want to say nervous, but like you have like this anxious energy a little bit. Like did you think like have to work on that this year, or like did you have any extra like mental prep before going on to the broadcast? Because I mean, Zach, no shot at you at all, but I thought Gage was like the best thrower on the boards that night, like out of everybody. Like you just seemed like you were very much locked in. You hit the big shots when you needed to. Like, did you have any extra mental prep? What did you go in thinking about?
So I normally don't drink when I play.
Okay.
But I drank more than I normally do before, like if I normally drink.
Okay.
And then I put headphones in and I just put my favorite 2 songs on repeat the whole time, and that's all I heard.
What were the songs?
Dreams and Nightmares, and then All in the Lights by Kanye West.
Okay. So just on repeat, just looping straight through?
Thought it was going to be Fly Eagles Fly.
Okay.
Dreams and Nightmares is kind of like their anthem.
I like that.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm down with that. I've never tried that method. Have you? Just like songs on repeat? I've always had like a playlist that's like random going. Maybe I need to just focus on like one song and just try that.
When we were playing AJ and Braden, when I threw the bag off the back of the board, it skipped. I accidentally added another song. It skipped it played that song like right when I went to throw.
You're like, damn it.
I mean, that is like a bit. I mean, that is again technological disadvantage, I guess.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
That's very true.
Airdrop.
All of a sudden you hear jazz. Get off my head.
Would you like if someone sent you a text? Like, would you get that noise like in your headphone? Like if I airdropped you something during that match or something, wouldn't that be funny?
I took it
a
off.
Voice message.
Yeah. Read the text.
At the last Open I played at in Milwaukee, I gave up like a 5 spot when I had a big lead, and my girlfriend texted me and it was like, "Calm down. You're getting mad. You need to calm down."
Oh well, did it help?
Kind of.
No.
So I was like, during the broadcast, I don't want to like, from mom, what the hell was that?
You just got to turn on the do not disturb.
Hell yeah.
And that stuff won't hit you till after.
Did you guys feel like after you got past the first match, was there like a little bit of like a deep breath, like, all right, like we can do this kind of thing? Because like it seemed like you guys were really rolling kind of going into the finals. It seemed like once you guys got past Wilson Sims, like it almost seemed like that was the finals for me, at least when I was watching it.
Yeah, I just think we went into it just comfortable with each other. Once we found out we were able to win once the first time, it's like what's stopping us from doing it again?
Oh yeah.
I love it.
And the styles I think matched up better for us. Like they can block and roll like we both can. So playing 2 people who run bags a lot of the time, if we mucked up the board a little bit more, then I think we were kind of at the advantage there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially if you keep first bag. Seems like you can kind of dictate everything.
Exactly.
Gage, you strike me as like a guy that like a superstitions guy. Like, do you have any weird superstitions or anything about playing?
Not really.
No, like lucky socks or anything like that.
No.
Zach, what about you?
So I used to.
Okay.
The year I went pro, I wore the same underwear at each regional
Did
that
you
I went
really?
to. I
Never
sure
walked
did.
in there.
But it was like a different kind of. It was weird. Like it came in like a 4-pack, and there was like 3 separate colors, and the one was like a whole different style with like trees and shit on it. So I was like, I guess that's a sign to do something. So and it worked.
And they were. Yeah.
You felt confident wearing them.
Yeah.
You know, I get it.
Yeah. So something just told me I needed to do it, and
Look good, feel good, play good. I think Deion
Yeah.
Sanders said that. So there you go.
exactly.
What's been the most intense match you guys have played this year? Was it the finals or the semifinals versus Wilson and Sims?
The most intense match,
Yeah.
probably honestly the first Open. We played Tony and Mark.
Okay.
That might have been. I feel like that was like the most intense match we played.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the whole year. Yeah, I would say that was at the Open. That was probably one of the.
Or
Yeah, 'cause that
honestly,
one was tight. Or the one this past weekend. Not this past weekend, but to get here, our second game actually in the
I
bracket,
was
we
about to
played
say,
Dalton and Ashton, and the board was a little bit faster, and they were throwing Pro Sniper Elites, and I think everybody was over at 10 most of the game, and then we literally went through like 37 rounds with them.
Holy shit.
It was insane, and it was like a 21-18, 21-20 kind of game, and that was stressful.
That's a team that they're both really talented. I'm surprised like they haven't made a little bit more noise this year. I don't know. I kind of like the pairing of them. Like seems like they play similar game stuff. So interesting. One of the things that we were talking about in the episode earlier before we brought you guys on was this. So that right now there's 3 Canadian pros like in the ACL, but out of the 12 total that they could like national events, right? So 4 for each of the 3, they've only attended 2. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on like separating like USA, Canada, like letting them have their own league? Like, do you like having the international pros in our league? Like, do you feel like they're taking spots from other people here that maybe could have put used to like the events that like they didn't go to?
I think if they're good enough to play, it's like basketball. If like you're good enough to play from like Europe and the US, like, but they also have their own league, so like they should have like the decision. Like, if they want to be pro in the US, they can test their abilities. And
Do you think there should be like a minimum like attendance requirement at the nationals though for pros?
I would think so, because I feel like what you said, you don't want to take a spot away from someone else who deserves it.
Yeah, the attendance is one thing, but yeah, it's just as long as they're good enough. I mean, it's just a lot of other sports, if they have theirs, like they're different leagues in their countries and whatnot. But if let's just say they're saying that the ACL is the biggest league and they want to be in it, then if they're good enough to be in it, then you should allow them to be in it.
No, I
But if
agree.
you're only
But
gonna-
my thing is, if you're going to sign
be in
a
it, only
pro
attend-
contract,
yeah.
go to the event.
My argument
Exactly.
is how can you earn it in your own country right now too, without being able to get into the US and really test it? So like, I don't know, like it's a weird
I guess
spot
they
right
could
now.
Set up like you have to attend during, like, say, like you're qualifying, you attend so many opens or have so many open finishes, etc.
Yeah.
Playing at an American Open, not just like all the European Opens. Possibly could be something in the future that they're thinking about.
Again, even if somebody goes in and clean sweeps Europe, like that's fine.
Yeah.
Are they going to be willing to travel for all 4 nationals in the US? And if they can and requalify that way, no harm, no foul. That's kind of how I see it. But like they have to be able to put up with the grind that you guys do
Yeah.
to earn it.
Well, I'm also picking on them just because like it's an easy group because there's 3 of them, right? And they all
Yeah.
come from like they're all from Canada. But there's other ACL pros that like have only been to like 1 or 2 nationals each.
Mhm.
I mean, there's plenty of those players around. So
Yeah.
it's a big time commitment. It's a big financial commitment. I mean, I don't know how you guys handle that. I mean, is it difficult for you guys at all to handle like all the travel and stuff with work and outside of this and everything?
With the way the playing situation is all the time, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
it's been rough.
What do you guys?
Insane how
What did you
many
guys think
things get
about them changing the schedules this year and having, you know, like obviously you guys have like the national with all you guys, and then when it comes to the finals, then 2 weeks later the finals. Did you guys like having that waiting period, or do you wish? I mean, obviously now it doesn't matter, right? Because you guys won. But in hindsight, did you like that waiting period, or would you have preferred it was just like that day, or that weekend at least?
probably for next year, I'd want it to be back to the old where it's all played the same day. But I feel like if once we won our bracket, if we had to play like that same night, I think like my emotions would have been so high. Like I don't know if I'd do as well.
Okay.
But
Kind of gives you some time to mentally prepare.
I get that.
you also have the luxury of it still being somewhat like close, like it wasn't too far for you to travel to, so you didn't have to you didn't fly to either one of those, correct?
No, I think Philly was just under 3 hours, and Canton was like 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's doable.
It's like half of my drive to one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a luxury that a lot of guys don't have. So I mean it was convenient to like make that.
Now, how far
Very
is it to
close,
Rock
but-
Hill for you?
Just about 7.
Zach, what about you?
I think it's around 9 with
Is it really?
traffic.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Yeah, but well, normal traffic anyway.
Fuck that.
7's not too bad. Ours is like 8 flat, right about. It's not too
Yeah, I
long.
usually try anything under 10. Anything around 10 or under is I usually try to drive students, but it makes it worth
Yeah.
it if you're going with like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, 10 hour drive is not. I think that's like the edge of my scope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a listener question. Kevin Todd wants to know, was it hard to gain team chemistry and maintain it without living close to each other? And then have you guys talked about being partners like for next year and beyond?
So I think because the first time we ever played together was right after I got done traveling 15 and a half hours for the West Virginia Open the year. Where was it at? Yeah, West Virginia Open. But Ruben Snyder held a regional.
Okay.
And we met each other. We were both down to earth. Lost the first one after we being up 20-2, double dipped. And I think we had really good chemistry the rest of the time. And it just kind of fell into place.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Ruben Snyder, one of the greats.
He is.
High water cornhole.
So Fabian wants to know, how do you guys prepare just before a tournament? Do you practice more or less? Do you take a certain approach to your game? Do you have certain practice routines you guys follow?
I just normally get the boards out and just put them out for at least like 30 minutes and just work on sliding bags. Like,
Okay. So you don't work on
Yeah,
like
practice.
situational stuff. You just do work on just putting bags in the hole.
yeah. I don't want to like throw a lot either because I want to like go in like as fresh as I can.
Okay.
Like, just like keep the arms straight.
That's crazy. Zach, what about you?
Yeah, I'll throw a little bit more during like the day of or that, but like the season long, I'll throw a lot more at the beginning of the season. But then whenever like national season comes with the traveling and how much you're playing, I usually only think between the last 3 national events, including like the TV appearances, I've only practiced or played one time between all of them. Just with all the playing, it's like it's tiring, it's exhausting. I like to relax.
Yeah, no, I get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I'm like fresh going into the next one, and then that's when I practice is right then most of the time. But I do try to throw a couple times just to keep the arm loose.
I think it's important for people to remember, like it's a lot you guys cram in a relatively short amount of time. And like, I think like taking time off is kind of important so you guys like don't get burned out from it. You know what I mean? And that's what I worry so much for these young dudes that are playing like 5 nights a week, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like they get their first girlfriend and then they stop playing.
Yeah.
And then like, they're just like, oh, this sucks. Like, why am I keep doing this? Yeah. I mean, so I think it's like important to be like, still like it when you're going to a national. So it doesn't feel like work all the time.
Yeah, I can't wait till these kids get girlfriends and they start worrying about that and a little less cornhole.
Oh, dude, it's already
Yeah,
happening.
there'll be a whole new lot right behind him though.
Listen, I think it's already happening. We're seeing this.
Oh,
here.
that's true.
I mean, look at Caleb Batson. Went from like kid couldn't lose last year, seemed like, and now he's got a smoking hot girlfriend, and you know what I mean? Like, he's just living life. And
Yeah.
then he just came back down to earth. He's probably not playing as much, which is okay. Like, I want to see that. You can come back to it. Like, I think Trey Birchfield's a great example. You know what I mean? He was going through his wild, crazy time. He got a girlfriend. Now it seems like his life is more stable, and he's back to playing really well. You know what I mean? I think we'll see these up and
ebbs
downs.
and flows
Yeah.
for sure.
Let's see. Rebel Cornhole wants to know, does Zach feel that his throw style puts him in a disadvantage on hard push shots or collecting bags just due to his natural bag tilt?
It does make it a lot harder.
Yeah.
That's what I always say, especially with a little bit of a slower slick side. Once
Can
our
you
bags
throw
get a
you
little bit more,
obviously you
but-
can throw a flatter bag if you wanted to.
Yeah, well, that's why whenever a lot of people call me a dirty style player, I mean, you can ask Gage when he's watched me play the entire year. I go, our whole chemistry and goal is I just try to run the bag with anybody who I'm playing against. If it's Devin Harbaugh, it doesn't matter. I run the hole. because I struggle pushing. So why am I going to block?
Yeah.
Now, if they want to block me, good luck. I'm just going to go around it or roll over it, and then they're gonna have to collect their own bag.
Okay.
But no, I don't try to dirty up on purpose. If I lay a bag short or miss it left, it's on accident. Trust me.
You've perfected the roll bag run, which is something that,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, to me, it's kind of a perfect thing. 'Cause
Well, I think we're
exactly how
seeing
you
it
put
more
hard to
often.
block.
I think we're seeing it more often though. It's like, especially like with the young guys, like we're seeing a lot of them throw just like a very tilted bag.
Mhm.
But again, as long as you can repeat it over and over and over again, who gives a fucking shit what it looks like?
Exactly.
As long as it goes in the hole. I mean, there's a lot of people with ugly bags. Now, I'm not saying your bag's
Yeah.
ugly, you know what I mean? But like, it doesn't matter what it looks like as long as it goes in the hole. Not all of them will look like perfect bags.
Yeah, I embrace it. And plus, once it goes in the hole, it gets flat once it gets to the bottom anyway.
Jennifer Hissner wants to know: do you have any special talent or talents that the world needs to know about?
The world needs to know.
Gage, what are your special talents, man?
Or, just us, because it's just us here.
I don't know.
You don't have like a sultry singing voice or anything?
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I sing some karaoke from time to time, but not like it's nothing crazy. It's not terrible.
What's
It's not
your
great,
what's your
but,
go-to what's your go-to song?
Oof, I don't have a go-to song, but I'm more of like an R&B kind of guy.
So, all right, what are you letting rip though?
Yeah,
I want
like,
to
give
hear
us
a
an
song.
example.
That you go,
I'm not-
get
you
up
don't
and
have to
sing.
sing
You
right
don't have
now.
to sing. I want to know what song
like
you'd sing
songs?
though.
Yes, you would sing.
Song. I'd probably say something. I don't know exactly what song, but I'd probably go back to like the early 2000s R&B.
So
Give
are
you,
you
an
like
era.
looking like Usher? Like is
Are you
that-
doing,
is
like,
that
a little
kind of
Ignition?
Like Ushers,
Are you doing a little
Chris
Ignition?
Brown's, the-
Okay. I can. Hey,
maybe
I love
maybe the next time
karaoke.
whenever
We will
maybe the
go to
next time whenever y'all
karaoke,
somewhere.
Yes.
Exactly.
Can we find
We
a
will
karaoke
have-
bar in California?
dude. We
I'm
actually
100% down.
we
Dude,
could
that
definitely do that.
would be fun.
because I love me some karaoke.
Yes.
And you'll never guess what songs I sing.
No, you won't.
Your boy got a falsetto like no other, so it's all right.
Hey
Why do you
Gage,
think I picked R&B?
All right, we're doing a duet.
Gage, Dana wants to know: will you ever open your eyes for a photo?
I saved it for the national doubles picture. My eyes were open. Saved it for
Yes,
the-
they were, because he didn't take my chin out this time, the shoulder. They were open.
Okay, so we know some of like the biggest name rookies that are in the league right now. Are there any like up and coming players or like maybe under the radar people? They don't even have to be rookies that you guys have played against either in singles or doubles that you're kind of impressed with, or like, all right, like there may be a name to kind of follow along or we should know for the future.
Locally, probably like Logan Dupler.
Mm-hmm. Yep, young
Yeah,
dude,
that's what I was
right?
thinking for up in your area. He had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real young dude, right?
Yeah.
How
No,
old-
he's actually 15.
No, but he
doesn't
looks like he's like 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like an 8. Has
Right?
a,
No,
like,
I'm not trying to make fun, but like I'm thinking of the right kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has like the soccer mom haircut.
Oh yeah, yes, correct. Yes, yeah, correct.
The little Justin Bieber.
He's like he's like what every parent like pictures their child should look like. You know what I mean? Because he looks like well behaved. He probably says like yes, ma'am.
Yes,
you know what I
ma'am.
mean? Like he's very polite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never talked to the kid in my life, so. But
you
he
got
just
the
looks
wrong
like that.
kid.
All right, fair enough. We should.
He's
have him
going
on
off looks alone.
the show. Fair enough.
It's the haircut. That's all. That's all. That's
It
all I
is.
was gonna say.
That about him is like he'll go to a 3-day tournament. He'll wear a Penn State hoodie one day, a Michigan hoodie then one day, and then an Ohio State hoodie the next day.
Good for him. All right, he's got class at least on one of the days.
He's trying to get into fights.
I like that. Any other young dudes or players that maybe like they don't get a lot of spotlight that you played this year that you feel deserve a shout out?
I mean, I think Chris Roybals had a hell of a year.
Dude,
I mean, he's a
Just
rookie
on the
this
show
season.
last
I mean,
week.
He's been
he was
yeah, exactly. I
baller.
mean, he's been second in how many brackets this year?
Yeah, I think-
national bracket.
at least 2. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. He's having a really good run. And again, he was like kind of a no name going into this year. I mean, just kind of popped up late.
Yeah,
And
well, especially with how his throw used to be too. That's what I'm most impressed with, is how much he switched his whole
Yeah,
release
he used to
and
have,
throw.
he said that his
in
whole
less than-
release
less
was
than a year.
longer than the shot clock. How?
Oh yeah, it
what-
would go like up, out, around, down, and then finally release. And now it's way less
Short.
than that. It's just
Yeah,
how,
it's
how
crazy.
you can just switch that quickly is
Yeah,
very impressive.
that's
for
nuts.
And at
Series
the
7.
and at the pro level, not just switching it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like where you're at the pro level where you have to throw like high nines just to be like in consideration to be relevant. You know what I mean? Really
Yeah.
now it's crazy. Like just over the last 2 years, how it's gone from like if you throw a 9.5 or 9.8 for a tournament, there's a good chance you're probably going to come out on top and win it. Now, if you're not at least at 10.25, 10.3, 10.4 at the end, it doesn't seem like you're going to win it unless your DPR is just crazy.
Yeah, I threw a 10-6 at the third national and got 7th.
There we go.
Thank you, Harbaugh.
Okay, so what do we think about Devin? Because he's one of those guys that we all think is crazy talented, right? We all know, but then he gets on the main broadcast.
And I
he's
really
just
thought this was the one.
no shit. I had a bet on him.
Yeah,
I was
really
fully
thought
pulling
this
for
was
him. I
gonna
sat
be
at the
one
fucking.
for
We
him.
sat at the ultra table. I was the biggest Devin Harbaugh fan in the world that day. I had money riding on him that he was going to make me look smart.
I had no skin in the game. I just had this gut feeling that maybe it was going to be it, but it was just indigestion at the end of the day.
I want to give the kid a pep talk.
I kind of tried to before he played against Hisner.
I honestly, looking before the match started, I liked the matchup for him only because I figured, all right, he's playing against somebody that he's played against 100,000 times. It's not something new. He's seen it. He knows what Adam's game is. We all know what Adam's game is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Adam was just on a mission. I don't think anyone was going to beat him that day anyways. But Devin just did not have his best. And it kills me to see somebody that talented just like kind of struggle when he gets like to the end right there.
Yeah, I mean it's a hurdle. Sometimes you gotta just find a way to overcome it. But he's still working on it.
It is.
Someday soon, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened whenever he won his first Open. He won the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
only
matter of time.
It's only a matter of time.
Oh yeah.
It's just been a long time.
Jinx.
So right now, if we're MVP stuff is going to be starting to come out, right?
Mhm.
So it's been kind of an interesting season this year because I think Adam winning puts himself definitely in the conversation for MVP. There hasn't been anyone as consistent as him. You know what I mean? He's won his bracket 3 out of 4 nationals. He now has the national singles title there. I mean, to me, it's very good. I'm interested to get like pros feedback. What do you guys think is more important? Like obviously Jeremiah winning the first 2. I feel like if he would have won the third and the fourth national, he walks away with the MVP, right? Like there's no chance, like he's good.
Yeah.
But because it was 1 and 2,
Yeah.
people, I feel like it's cooled down a little bit. It's not like he's had a bad performance. He's still ranked number 1. But did Adam catch him there?
I think Jeremiah's biggest save is doubles because I think they take doubles into consideration because Adam and Trey, they had a great like run in like a lot of opens, but I think they're ranked like
that's team of the year. So when we're voting on MVP,
we're not allowed to look at the doubles performance. It is singles performance only for man of the year.
and this year we can at least
And
we
we can
can't
throw in
include
shootouts.
shootouts. We
Yeah.
can't include shootouts.
So like Eric Davis is very much
if you're-
part of the conversation.
That's the name I was gonna throw out there was Eric Davis, and I think he was gonna be he was gonna catch Jeremiah and be up there as well if he would have.
if he would have
this
won,
weekend.
Yeah.
yes, correct. I agree.
Yeah.
If he would have won, he was
But
definitely
going
right
into
there.
it,
In the
I still think he's up there though
Because he had
has,
two shootouts?
He has 2 shootouts, I think.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
shootouts and a second, and obviously made the finals this weekend.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
one
Again,
bracket.
like I have a hard. Me personally, I have a hard time putting him ahead of somebody that's won a national.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And again, it's nothing against it. Like I know,
absolutely.
like he's round
we all
limited.
know
and we all-
nationals are a different beast.
So I have a hard time putting him ahead of an Adam, definitely above a Jeremiah. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's tough. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm interested to see. I want to see who they all have on the ballot right away. I'm assuming it's going to be Jeremiah, Adam.
Trader.
Yeah,
Yeah, Trader,
definitely
I think
Trade.
he's won
Yeah,
a
it's
national
definitely
and
gonna.
a
Yeah, it's
shootout,
definitely
yeah.
got to be Trader, and then it's gonna be Eric Davis. Those are probably going to be the 4 names on it.
Mhm.
And I think Trader was
Brzezinski
before
had,
this.
like, of a chance.
And what do you do about Rookie of the Year? I mean, Rookie of the Year, you got Ellis. I mean, can you give the MVP?
Can we
and
finally
Rookie of
do
the Year?
MVP and Rookie of the Year the same guy?
They've never done it before in the ACL. They were like refused
We
to
had
do
the
it.
same conversation last year, so
Who,
Yeah, did-
when did Mark win MVP and Rookie of the Year?
no.
Yeah.
Who won MVP that year?
His rookie year. Didn't
Was it,
he? No, he won MVP that year.
Yeah, he won
did not
MVP.
win
He
rookie of the
didn't
year.
win
I think
rookie.
Alex Rawls won
Correct.
Rookie of the year, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
was. Yes. Yes.
And last year
That's what it
was
was.
Tony and
Jamie
JBJ.
Graham got butthurt that I voted for Mark over him, and he confronted me about it.
Mhm.
But me and Jamie Graham are friends again. I want to report that he came
Yeah.
up to me. We're good. He's okay with now that I took down the hot dog reel. So
People don't
Oh
forget,
my
Jamie. People don't forget. We need a take 2. All right, come on, man.
I hope he
Have
has a
some
sense of
fun
humor
with it. Exactly.
in
man.
California. I would if we could get a video of that.
Sean, I
like,
have
oh,
your slow-mo video
Dude.
plus his. I think there needs to be a recreation of both.
too good. It was just
Nothing
Listen,
wrong
all
with that.
publicity is good publicity.
Exactly.
That's what we talk about.
That's what we're trying to just keep it relevant.
But he came up to me and he's like, "Are you mad at me?" I'm like, "No."
yeah, I
And
mean,
he's like-
after
he's
a
like,
Super Bowl
Well,
performance,
he's like, he
good
told me
Lord.
he's like, "You kind of yelled at me on Messenger."
yeah.
And I'm like, Jamie, you asked me 14 times to take the video down. So I just responded that when I had a fucking
I
minute,
saw that
I was
witness.
going to take the video down. I
witnessed
didn't need
that
you
live, in
reminding
live
me.
time here.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
just-
you did.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were- he
I
was
was
sitting right
listening
here. It's like Jamie's asked me to take it down. It's driving me nuts.
I know. I'm about to send y'all a mad message asking my partner a question and not asking me at the open.
Well, I was going to come up to you. And then you were like, I think you were right by your family. Like a bunch of your family members or somebody had just come over. And I didn't want to interrupt and stuff. Like you were deep in conversation. So I just walked by, congratulated you, gave you the fist bump. I didn't want to interrupt and stuff. So I want to crash your party.
Oh,
I get it.
you know I'm just messing.
Oh, I know. Gage was just like wandering around by himself and with his girlfriend. And we're like, oh, hey, come here. You're an easy
Tried
target.
to include the girlfriend too, but
Yeah,
she didn't want to
ran
hop
away.
on.
She ran away.
That's okay, but
She
it's all
ran
right.
away.
There'll be plenty more random questions here coming up soon. So
I'm assuming
you worry.
you guys know who the Kelsey brothers are, right? And
Oh,
they just
Who are they?
I don't know if did you see that they just dropped their new cereal mix that they're launching the cereal mix. All right. So they're launching they're calling it like the Kelsey mix. They signed a deal with like Kellogg's or whatever, and it's a mix between Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, and Reese's Puffs. Now, I saw this. My wife sent it to me. She's like, I feel like this is very much in your wheelhouse. And I said, that's disgusting.
yeah, what
and
a
she's like,
trash
what?
Yeah.
combo.
Okay, first of all, she's like, what? You like each one of those? I'm like, yeah, but as a combo, there was
Exactly.
zero thought put into it.
Give me some savory to
What
go
I
with my
want to
sweet
know,
in that
what I
shit.
want to know is what your combinations
All
be.
right. I've actually thought about this a great,
All right.
great deal, and I
So
thought,
Dane will lead us off.
yeah, I thought 2 cereals would pair very well. Not the
Okay.
same company.
I have my 2 written down. I want to see if you hit it.
but not only in shape, but size as well. I think it would marry very well. But I would say Honey Grams and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Honey grams. Which one are honey grams?
Those are the little squares from General Mills. They're like little honey
Yes.
crisps.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, so yes,
I
like
think
Golden Crisp is like
gold.
the
Gold grams. That's
Golden
what it is.
Grams.
Golden grams.
Yes,
Yeah,
Golden
yeah.
Grams.
That's what it is.
Okay,
Golden
you were
grams.
going for the poor version, but that's
Yes,
fine.
Exactly.
Sometimes
yeah,
those are
the-
better.
You know, the weird bag ones that were underneath all the good cereal, but
They're better than
that's what
Cocoa
we got
Puffs.
growing
They're
up.
better than Cocoa Puffs.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Golden Grams plus Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes.
Again, same size. I think they would marry very well together. Plus, the Golden Grams retain their crunch a little longer than Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So,
I'm glad you're putting this one.
Very good.
I have also thought way too much about this. So
I mean, fat kids.
I don't know. I feel
think
like
alike.
they had 3 answers to this, Gage.
No, actually, I was shocked. I never even know. I did not even know he was going to ask this question.
I did not. I keep
But once
certain
again,
things on my phone.
this is what we do for a second living. So we're very good off the cuff sometimes.
He's very good at this.
Yeah, this is All
right, Gage. Let me
Just no
hear.
thought.
Let me hear.
Just let
What's
it
your
fire.
cereal combination?
Kind of like off this thing with the same like the shape, the like Reese Puffs and like Cocoa Puffs.
Okay, I like
just
it.
a little added
Yeah, yeah.
chocolate to it. I don't mind that actually. Plus, Cocoa Puffs make this milk that much better.
Yeah.
I'll do you one
I'm
better.
there with it. All
So
right.
that was one. I wrote down 2. That
Okay.
was one of mine. So I had Reese Puffs. I have Captain Crunch peanut butter,
Okay.
and then Cocoa Puffs. But again, I want the cheap shit. I want the stuff in the bag. You know, like that was like for like the discount stuff because like way better than Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, I mean they basically disintegrate.
Because you're getting
into
Reese
the
Puffs,
milk
which
and-
is both.
yeah.
You're getting Cocoa Puffs with chocolate, and you're getting peanut butter
So you're-
with just one giant peanut butter cup. Yes, for sure. So that's one of mine.
Okay.
All right, I'm not gonna tell my other one yet.
Okay. So
Zach, what about you?
Zach, what you got?
I'll do mine. So I went for the Fruit Loops
Okay.
for it, and then the Lucky Charms, and for the tech. I don't know. I love this cereal, and some Frosted Flakes.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
actually,
dude,
I don't
like,
mind that combo.
We're right here with each other,
Yeah.
honestly. So I was also
So-
going the fruit route, but I prefer over Fruit Loops. I prefer Tricks because they're for
Okay.
kids.
I forgot about.
I want
Rick.
another fruit one, but I want a texture change, and I want something that I
You
like.
want Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
Right, Pebbles.
Yeah.
Definitely want Pebbles.
And then,
Yep.
but I agree. I want something like I need something to accent the fruit. What goes well with fruit cream, right? So I'm going to go Frosted Flakes. I just feel like it's just a good combo. You're getting fruit, you're getting frosted. Like, it's,
Guys, we're
let's
changing
go.
the game right now. All right,
Dude,
the Kelsey
Kelsey
brothers.
suck my, like, what the fuck is
off.
that? What a
First
lazy
off, you're not the
attempt.
first Clevelanders,
Yeah,
like
we had their
Cleveland
podcast
brothers,
first,
to
you
start a
piece of shit.
podcast
Yeah.
about sports. Fuck off.
Yeah.
All right, we were 3 years ahead of you guys.
Correct.
All right, so yeah, and your cereal's a trash combo, but all joking aside, we do love you guys if you hear this.
Unless you can give us Taylor Swift tickets, and my daughter would love you.
Yeah, I would go see T Swift too. So
My daughter would love you for-
all kidding aside, we do love you guys.
My
Come
7-year-old
on the
daughter comes up to me and she's like, I know what I want for like my birthday or what my next present. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want to go see Taylor Swift. She's like, she's playing it with like in Britain City,
Yeah.
which is Indianapolis. I'm like, oh, okay. Let me look this up. The cheapest ticket that's on sale right now is
I was going to ask you.
$1,300
Holy shit!
for one motherfucking ticket.
I was going to be way under on that.
And
I was thinking
told-
like 5.
And I told her, I don't love you that
Front
much.
row, Jesus.
I don't love you that much,
Yeah.
so we're not going to do that. So maybe when you're you get a job,
I don't know.
you move out.
Is she playing at like a small venue?
Dude, it's
Is it like a quaint, like,
crazy.
40,000
Crazy.
seat there?
And you can't get people to
Good
sign
Lord.
up for a cornhole tournament in September, but people are willing to drop $1,300 to go see Taylor Swift. Like, Jesus Christ.
We're not offering what she does, Sean. All right? We can't wear bodysuits like she can.
That's very true.
That's a lot of 25-cent lemonades.
Damn Skippy.
I'm interested. I want to hear Zach's answer for this because Gage, you already answered this on one of Dane's little interview questions. If you had a choice, would you rather have spaghetti for hair or would you rather sweat maple syrup?
That's funny. I actually saw that video, and I'm going to take my fatness into occasion here and go maple syrup.
Yeah, Dane,
Damn Skippy,
you
man.
actually kind of converted me on that because you're
Yeah.
like right now, like if I was a little sweaty, I can just be like, you
Exactly.
know, and
I
I'm
was
gonna
just
smell
hungry.
nice.
I would
Yeah.
work out way more and then just like, but then getting up from the bench might be an issue. But hey,
Just eat a whole bunch of like protein waffles. And you're
yeah,
good. Like,
struggle.
you're
Yeah,
set.
your towels could be protein waffles.
for sure.
You'll never be tired.
Do you have more of those?
Yeah, I did. All right, so for both of you, this is a great debate when we were driving into Canton. But would you rather only? All right, actually, I'm going to preface this differently. The world is eradicated of knives because they took the self weaponization way too far. Can't even have a dinner knife. Would you rather only be able to use forks for the rest of your life or spoons?
That's a very hard question.
I don't even remember how I answered. I think I changed my answer 14
Exactly,
times.
because there's so many scenarios that you're like, man, a spoon's a great vehicle, but again, I added this whole like no knife thing
No, I'm gonna add,
because I think it's a good avenue to it,
no, I think maybe you see the soup thing. You messed me up. In the
right?
damn it.
Yeah, soup thing. You can
Because
drink
obviously,
soup.
like right off the cuff, you're thinking spoon's probably the ideal spot because you're like, you could still like cut up your steak and spoon it up, but knives are gone. So now you gotta like you gotta battle it in front of you. Now, obviously, soup and other things are great to have with a spoon, but you can still eat it with a fork and drink the
So I have
broth
a question.
after.
Can I have a question to your question?
Of course.
So what if are the making, if there's no more knives, so is it illegal to make a knife, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you can't just sharpen the other end.
No.
Can't
With on a grinder or something.
Nope.
Or you can't make the spoon like in any way kind of sharp.
Hey, honestly, like
If you
what
wanted
Papa,
to-
yeah, what Papa don't know won't hurt him. I'm not saying like they're gonna
Like,
find you if you're
it's just
sharpening
not
a
a knife.
spoon, all right, or a fork. Like I get where you're coming from. To me, it's like if you're willing to go to those lengths, by all means.
I was very pro spoon at first
Yeah,
because I'm like,
That's
oh,
that's where I'm
cereal,
going.
Yeah.
soup. Like, I mean, I love a good liquid diet. And
Yeah.
then Dane's like, well, you could just use a fork and then just
if
drink
you have a
the broth
spoon,
or
you are
whatever.
instantly done with pasta.
It's kind of
Pasta's
true.
off the table. I'm gonna throw it out there. Like any kind of noodle, that's tough.
Yeah, can you imagine trying to eat like rigatoni or something? You get one noodle at a
Yeah,
time. You're like,
try
God,
eating ramen with
fucking
a
damn it!
spoon.
And then you try to get it and fall off the spoon. Like how frustrating it would
people
be.
that eat ramen with a spoon, I do have an issue with.
Well, I eat ramen with a spoon because
Do you really?
I don't eat it like spaghetti. I crush it up in the packet
See,
first. and
that's
then
why I have an issue
then I
with you.
do.
It's supposed to be left as a long noodle. It's one giant noodle. Just appreciate its
All right,
beauty.
are you a stove top or are you a
Yeah, but your
stove
ramen,
top
that goes
or
out
are
the
you a
window.
microwave guy when you make it?
I'm a microwave guy.
Oh, we're gonna have problems now. God damn it! Take the extra 5 minutes. Enjoy God's efforts. All right, for the love of God.
I knew I was gonna have you mad when I started touching my ramen.
He paused. He paused and he smiled. He's like, I don't know if I want to say this. I know what I should say, but I'm gonna be honest. I respect that. The things we get fired up.
I'm just
about.
a patient fat man. All right,
Yeah, I get
I'm
it.
willing to wait and enjoy the betterment that comes from a stovetop.
I respect that.
I'm ready in 4 minutes.
Gage, what are we thinking? Spoon or a fork?
I'll probably fork.
Okay.
I'm there with you, Gage, because honestly, even ramen, I'm eating all the noodles and shit out first with the fork, and then I'm just sipping that broth afterwards. I can do that with cereal. Anything that's like a soup vehicle, I'm good.
I started thinking about it.
If you
Like,
put
how
it
many
in a
times am
cup,
I
you
grabbing
can
a
serve- you
spoon
can
versus a
flip it.
fork? I go through
Yeah.
forks so much faster. So I think I have to go fork.
Yeah, but if with the ramen, your analogy, just pour it in like a solo cup or something. You
So
can still
actually,
drink
I
it.
got to give a shout out to Bill
all right,
Sanders.
but you crush up your noodles. If I
Yeah.
try to do it with my one long noodle, I'm choking on that. I'm hacking it up because it's one long giant noodle.
So Bill Sanders gave me
Well, chew
a
your
little,
food.
just told me to cook it down all the way till it
Never.
becomes almost like a paste.
Yeah,
Dude, it's bomb. When you let it cook all the way down, it's great.
I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, that just takes all the
It's
There you go.
phenomenal.
yeah. Just
Yeah,
takes
so
all
then
the
I don't need a
liquid out
spoon.
of it.
Yeah, correct.
Sean literally just has
I'll
it,
be
slathers it on
different.
bread.
I'm sticking to my spoon.
Is there a camera?
How long would you have to microwave that to get it down to a paste? This should be in there for 20 minutes. Just let it go.
Pieces of melted glass are just like
You'd
inside
have
there.
melted styrofoam. Just
I was an idiot, so I was cooking. Like my wife got home late, so I was cooking dinner, getting everything ready. Forgot that I just had this one burner on, and I had Tupperware I grabbed and just
Yeah.
set it on top of where the burner was. And I went to go pick it up and went to go put stuff in there, and I noticed that there was a big hole in it. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look over, there's melted plastic like all over. So it was fun.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
Come
that's-
on now.
Fuck me.
Come
Like,
on now.
Great. All right, what's the next one?
All right. I think this is a very interesting question. It speaks volumes to the psyche.
Okay.
All right. So, would you rather be constantly followed by somebody playing the ukulele or someone who always critiques everything you do?
Ukulele. Easy.
What if they're bad at it? We never said they
So,
had to
are
be
you,
good.
so that means neither one of you guys are married then? Are you guys married?
I'm married.
I'm saying you already did that.
All right, so yeah. I was
Yeah.
saying-
You already got the critique there.
Yeah, I don't need any more.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it all.
I
I go out of the house not to get that.
Right, correct.
Oh, if this is live, I just gotta mention you in a comment.
It's not live. We're good.
It's recorded though.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'm gonna clip
Oh,
this.
good. I know, that's really funny because she mentioned me in a comment at that exact time. That's really weird. So talk about your psyche there.
I'm going ukulele. It just seems like the happier route.
Yeah.
I mean, ukulele is kind of a happy.
Yeah, right. Like I just
instrument.
feel like
yeah.
I feel like.
But
that
I
would
mean,
keep me
like you
fired up.
already criticize yourself so much. So what if that's like it? Like you're your own self, and you don't have to have a ukulele follow you now.
I don't know. Are you guys like negative self-talk people, or are you like a positive self-talk person? Like if you miss a bag, like are you like it's all right, man? Like we can get the next one. Are you like you're a fucking piece of shit? Like you suck. Like that's how I am. Like I could not be mic'd up because that's like it would be bleeped out like everything.
Some of both. Like all depends on the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give myself like the initial reaction, and then I'll self-talk myself up. And you can probably hear me on the broadcast.
Yeah,
I'm
you can't. Like I said, like
I get mad real quick. And
you're
then I'm
pretty
like, "Fuck, I'm
animated.
better than this. Let's go."
You're animated. Like your initial reaction is like you always make something like you're walking back and then it's like picking yourself up. But Gage, I feel like I've seen you on both ends. Like I've seen you be like super pumped up, fired up, like a little louder than I would expect. And I've seen other times I'm like, I don't know if this kid ever talks. Is it just like atmosphere, who you're playing?
Yeah, if I'm playing with like Zack or someone like I have a good chemistry with, like I'll get a little louder.
Oh, okay, all right.
Or if you're talking trash at like the Eastern Conference, just Mid-East Conference and getting people fired up. That was one of my favorite moments of you, by the way. Just want to let you know that. It's a couple of years ago.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
damn Skippy. Loved it. Fucking loved it. Everyone was giving you shit. I'm like, no, man. I'm down for this.
All right, so this is for the married man here. How long is it acceptable? Like, all right, let's say you and your wife get ice cream. right? You go get ice cream, you crush yours because you're a man and that's what we do. And then she eats like 2 bites and puts it in the freezer and she's like, I'm going to save it. How long is it acceptable before you go crush that ice cream?
Well, it's okay. She's going to see this, but trust me, that ice cream isn't getting left in the freezer.
I like that answer too.
She's a sweets person. So if we're getting ice cream, it's her ice cream in the first place, and hers will be gone before mine because I like to savor mine.
Fair enough.
So
Fair
yeah, she loves her sweets.
Fair enough.
All right, let's flip the script. When are you getting pissed off if she eats your sweets that you left in there?
That's true.
How
That's
long
a
are you
good
letting it leave until you're just
That's
like, oh
actually
shit,
true.
I forgot about
You're the
it.
complete opposite. So you're like my wife right
I
now.
was leaving it.
Okay, so
It'll
you're
be
gonna
gone,
finish
just
it
not
too?
as fast as her.
Gotcha. All right.
Because like my wife has left things in the free like ice cream or something for like over a week. So then like if I'm like, well, she's clearly forgotten
still
about
there.
it. She's not gonna miss it. And it's always the next day or like 10 minutes later
yeah.
after I finished it. Like literally spoon in my mouth coming out. And she's like, did you see my ice cream? Like she's like, I came downstairs just for it. I'm like, oh really? Like the stars align and Jupiter's in retrograde
How
or something? Like what the
convenient.
fuck is going on? Yeah.
Yeah. It's always that same day or the next day or it's,
Yep.
you didn't have it for 2 weeks. And well, I thought I knew it was there.
Correct.
I kept seeing it. I was just waiting for it to speak to me.
Correct. And we grew up in a house like where there was like never leftovers anyways. So
I mean, look at us.
well, that's why
Why
like
would there be leftovers?
I don't like I get shit all the time because they're like, oh, you never eat leftovers, and I'm like, kid, I didn't grow up eating leftovers.
That's true. Yeah.
Like we were splitting like one can of
I will say,
spaghetti
like-
between the 4 of us. Like there's not gonna be
Yeah.
fucking. What are we gonna save? Like 2 fucking O's?
Yeah, and then like mom was actually very good at like cooking like the amount
Yeah.
for us, like for the family. She was pretty spot on.
And she
with
cooked
it,
for a
so-
family of 8, and there was 4 of us.
Yeah, there's 4 of us exactly. But
Well, there needs to be leftovers to eat leftovers. Is the
Exactly.
problem
Correct.
with us.
and we made sure
Thank
that there
you.
were none. Okay,
Correct.
so we don't want to eat that shit the next day.
Correct.
All right, so
think-
I think I got a good closeout
All right, go ahead.
for everybody involved here.
Oh yes.
All right, so let's say Hollywood cast you guys to do a biopic of your life. Number 1, who's playing you? And 2, what genre is it?
Who's playing me? Man, that's a tough one to think about. trying to think in all my sports movies,
Damn, Skippy.
bouncing around from sport to sport.
We got a time to we got a minute to think about this one because
I feel like-
it is difficult.
I feel like I almost
I'm
have to
thinking
go.
who played in different sports.
Sean
like
Ashton.
How my life kind of went.
All right, actually, I like where Sean's going here. Sean Ashton.
Yeah, I feel
Spot
like I
on.
almost
Rudy
have to,
Rudiger
yeah.
for those of you at home. Or,
Yeah, like
you
I
know,
feel like
numerous other
yeah,
spots.
that was kind of like my high school nickname was.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
looked just like him in high school.
Yeah, so that's would probably have to be for genre. I mean, it's not gonna be a fucking drama. I hope not. Like,
I don't know, man. You're pretty dramatic.
I would say I would want it to be like a comedic sports type movie of some sort.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm down with that.
yeah, like how we started the podcast or
Like
something.
bench warmers or something.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Gotcha.
correct. Going from taking second
Sandlot.
place in our local league to starting a podcast.
You little giants. I got you. You know, we're in that realm.
Correct. Who would play you in my movie though?
Yeah.
All right. I gotta think
I
about
think
that.
I got mine.
All right, go.
All right.
By the way. So I actually did get called this once because of when I was 15, I looked like a different character in the same show, but AC Slater,
Oh,
I like
okay.
it.
I can see that actually. Okay.
Mario Lopez. That
Yes.
was how I played like 4 or 5 sports at high school.
Would you let him have the hair,
The bounce
like
around
the
there.
the old school hair?
So yeah, so I did that once I cut it and it was a little bit shorter. I did have like his style haircut, but before that I looked like Screech because I had like a Jufro when I was like 15, 14.
Talk about a glow up.
So what if you had
Yeah.
both? You had Dustin Diamond swap over into Mario Lopez with the glow up. I think that's perfect.
Name drops there. There we go, like that. Dustin Diamond.
R.I.P.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It was a few years ago, right? He passed away. Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Gage, I can't wait to hear yours.
Can't even think of one. I got the first thing that came to my mind was like Mark Zuckerberg or Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
See,
Okay.
hold on.
You a gym rat?
Oh my god, you Philly person. That's a
Hold on. Let's wait. Let's see who's gonna come to
But I
mind.
was thinking like me and like The Rock, kind of the same body fit. So
Very true. Very
Basically.
true. I was thinking more like John Krasinski
all right.
yeah,
with the
dude,
beard,
yes.
right?
Yes, dude, you could do John Krasinski from like how he looked like in the Rounders. Like that's exactly what you look like right now. Have you ever seen the movie Rounders?
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's exactly what you look like when you were close to the camera like that. Can you say that in a Russian accent? Don't splash the pot.
Yes.
You insignificant.
You insignificant.
No, he's supposed to say, "I'll splash the pot
Whenever
whenever
the
the
fuck
fuck I feel."
That's a really good one. Thank you. As soon as you said, I'm like, that's exactly what. Yes.
That
I love that movie.
Yes.
came to mind.
It might be I think it's my favorite gambling movie. I think it is actually.
It's up there.
Yeah, I think it's got to
certainly
be
up
my
there.
favorite gambling
That's a
movie.
good one.
For me, I would go Kevin James,
Yeah.
and it'd be comedy all day. Just because I feel like
it's
King
fitting.
of Queens is actually kind of my life.
You're in better shape than Kevin James is, though.
During that show, yes. I think maybe more like when he had that weird like teacher fighter movie.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of the
Here Comes the Boom.
Here
Yeah.
Comes the Boom, right? I think that's kind of
Good
the
movie.
the
I mean,
look of him.
yeah.
He also had a beard in that, so like
You could be like,
I
here
get that.
comes the kaboom.
Here comes the kaboom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go.
Here comes the cornhole.
I like that.
Yeah, it sounds gross. It's like the porn spinoff of Here Comes the Boom.
Before we let you guys go, let's give a shout out to our Siva boys because we love them just as much as you guys love
Yeah, but
them.
like, not long enough to stick around for Saturday.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Like, I even messaged them.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're just too. It's all right. They want to see you guys win and whatever, and then
Dip
they
out right
didn't
away.
even say bye to
Yeah.
us, but it's all good. I get it.
Yeah. Hey, they're working men. They had to get.
They
back
are
to the
working men.
shop.
We call that the
Had a lot of
slap and
work to do.
tipple.
We are. Are you guys going to Spencer's?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hell yeah. We're finally breaking. We're popping
John,
on
we already
Spencer's
established
cherry.
this. This is going to be karaoke.
We're just making sure that they're not. They're
Yeah.
just more talking a big game,
Gage, we're going to get you out on karaoke too.
Maybe.
I would love to see that.
Come on, man.
dude.
Hey, honestly, I get my wife to do it, and she's like the most conservative person in the world. So
If Dane and Zach do a duet, me and Gage will do a duet.
All right.
sold.
I don't. He says all right. If
I won't make him go out by
Straight up,
himself.
dude.
I can't make him go out by
Hey,
himself.
Gage,
No,
let's see.
No, I'll say right now. I bet you if we go first, that he won't go up and do it.
Probably
Will-
not.
Oh,
Yep,
really?
I
All
told
right.
you.
Well, I'll
We'll
make.
back
We'll
out.
go first.
I'm
We'll
the
go
fun
first.
one in this partnership.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's all
We'll
right.
even let them pick. 'Cause I already know Sean's going to go Summer 11.
Oh,
I was thinking that for us, Zach. You know, but that's
Oh,
all right. They
that's
can
such a
can
good
steal
one.
it. I know. I could take the Sandy if you need it. No problem.
all right,
That's
boys.
okay.
We'll have you hang on for just a minute.
Danny's is higher.
At the end it is, but I can match you up there. Don't worry. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Here.
you got to get way
get
up
up
there tonight. You know,
yeah.
we'll let it ride there.
Yep. We will.
Can't give all the people the sauce. Come
Well,
on now.
on that note,
Oh no.
I think that's it.
yeah,
we got to
think-
cap
yeah,
it off.
correct.
now.
We're gonna cap this off before it gets any more ridiculous. But
Before
thank
I
you guys
blow
for
a
joining
vocal
us.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations on the national win. Again, I think you guys really threw your hat right in the ring for Team of the Year. Go finish up in Worlds, put yourself in top 10, meet your goals. And again, I think it's time for people to stop like forgetting that you guys are like a legit threat. Like there's no underdog story here. You know what I mean? Especially like in the fight. Like no offense to them, but like I like them a lot, like Rawls and Kingsbury. But like, yeah, that's like as vanilla as you're gonna get. You know what I mean? Like. Not even we talked about last week. It's not vanilla bean. It's not French vanilla. It's fucking vanilla. All right.
Yeah,
so,
there's no
like,
extra.
you guys at least bring a
Sazon
little
on that
sauce to it.
dressing.
You bring it, like, you know, I mean, like, I think I wrote down in my notes, like, when I was watching it, like, doing these live tweets, Gage, you're like, to me, like, I kept thinking, like, mad scientist. You know what I mean? Like, mad scientist just locked in, just, like, ready to go. But, like, you were just, like it was, like, a different aura that you had. It was more of, like, a confidence, and it didn't seem like this nervous energy. So it was nice to see, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it's, you guys got to take the confidence to in order to get to the next level. And it was nice to see you guys finally put it all together.
Yeah. Thanks. Really appreciate it. A lot
Oh, yeah.
of work put in. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Gage, you're the Rick to Zach's Morty.
I like it.
Right? I don't get that reference, but I get it.
I actually got a pair of sandals. Rick and Morty's going like
I mean, Gage, are you a Rick and Morty fan? I thought I might have touched something with you there. Do you watch that show at all?
I used to, not anymore.
I mean,
He's,
I don't
more
think there's
mature.
much coming out anymore, but
He's more mature
you know,
now.
in the day.
Yeah.
All right. We'll let you guys go. Well, let the folks at home let us know what you guys think. Don't forget to drop Apple Podcast reviews. We greatly appreciate all that stuff. Patreon, all that stuff. Thanks again to our sponsors. And as always, we hope you throw it straight. It's nothing but four baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later.